match their win total from last season. Hi, everyone, with Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan. Great to have you with us this afternoon. What's your read on New England?
Well, my main read on New England is Tom Brady is one heck of a quarterback. Don't look at the stats only. This guy is a winner. He's got a defense playing well. Ignore their injuries. This is one of the best teams in the NFL.
Speaking of quarterbacks, the Texans will start a new quarterback today.
Well, Tony Banks is going to go today for the Texans, and hey, his numbers are as good as they've ever been as a starter. He's in the same system now for 2 years in a row, which he says is a huge key, but he's facing an excellent defense for New England that causes problems for quarterbacks. Keys to the game brought to you by Chevrolet. For New England, run your offense. The heck with the hurt wide receivers. They're going to throw it anyway. And for the Texans, play your game, make big plays. You have to have turnovers to win this game.
It's the Texans and Patriots next on CBS. He's in. Touchdown, New England.
Rock and roll. Touchdown, Houston.
New England is tied for the second best record in the NFL, and Houston has won 2 of their last 3. We come back to the home of Super Bowl 38. Houston, Texas, next on CBS. Heavy rain outside here in Houston, Texas, and so the roof is closed, and that takes us to a dry Marcus Allen on the sideline.
Well, thanks a lot, Kevin. I just talked to Ty Law, defensive back of the Patriots. He normally shadows the best receiver, and that would be Andre Johnson. But his counterpart, Tyrone Poole, is playing so well on the opposite side that he's so much confident that they're going to stay in their respective sides. But if Andre Johnson starts to have success, you can guarantee Ty Law is going to shadow you guys. Back to Kevin.
Should be a good matchup.
Absolutely, and one thing you know with a Bill Belichick, Romeo Crennel defense, Marcus points out that they're not going to shadow, but I'll challenge anybody to say that they're going to do anything that anybody knows what they're going to do. Bill Belichick and this defense have a plan for each team. It doesn't unfold until the first quarter goes along, and it's always complicated.
Vinatieri's kickoff. J.J. Moses is deep back, and will get this ball at the 7-yard line for the Texans. With a seam. And then hit by Don Davis. And a return of 30 yards. Tony Banks replaces the injured David Carr. Banks has led the Texans to wins against Carolina and Buffalo. Greg Randall starts at right tackle. He started at right tackle for the Patriots during their Super Bowl season. And the NFL's leading rookie rusher, Dominic Davis, has 3 100-yard games this season. From the 30, 1st and 10 for the Texans. And this is the rookie Davis out of LSU, hit by Richard Seymour, among others, and a gain of 2 to the 32-yard line. New England defense coming off their first shutout since '96, with Ted Washington returning on the defensive line from injury. Linebacker Mike Vrabel, part of a much improved Patriot defense from a season ago in the secondary, has allowed only 4 touchdown passes this season. Rookie Eugene Wilson, coupled with veteran Rodney Harrison, now combining as one of the best safety tandems in the NFL. 2nd down and 8 from the 33-yard line. And it's Davis. Washington was there with an initial hit, and Vrabel, gain of 5.
You know, Marcus did a good piece on the NFL today about the New England defense. And they talked about it being back to full strength and how scary it could be, and it could be better. I've got another scary thought for you for fans out there that maybe don't keep track once the regular season starts. This team signed Roosevelt Colvin this offseason, who last couple years is probably the best all-around linebacker for Chicago, and that's saying something when Urlacher was there. Came out on fire this year. He got hurt this offseason. He's on injured reserve. If they had him, this defense would really be scary.
It is a base 43 defense. It is third in the short 3, and down he goes. And Richard Seymour shooting the gap, coming through with the sack on Banks back at the 30-yard line. And the Texans have got a punt in their first possession today.
Well, that side of the defense with Seymour and Vrabel. See, Vrabel goes inside, Seymour goes outside. He gets there first. Vrabel gets there second. Richard Seymour, when he came in the league, they referred to him as kind of a man-child. He's been in the league long enough. That is just one solid man. Everybody's got to double team him. You single block him, you are in trouble.
Chad Stanley will punt, one of the better punters in the National Football League, and Tyrone Poole is back inside the 34, New England. Bad punt off the side of his foot.
Good roll.
And a decent roll, you're right. And from the 29, Poole forced out of bounds by Derek Vaughn. 40-yard punt. So quarterback Tom Brady has thrown just one interception in the last 6 games. He continues as the winningest active quarterback in the NFL. The offensive line has started the same 5 players each of the last 6 games. And that includes rookie center Dan Copeland. And an ever-changing wide receiver lineup because of injury. Rookie Bethel Johnson starts. Troy Brown inactive today again. And David Gibbons also inactive.
Interesting matchup with Copeland at center and Steve Martin, the veteran, at nose tackle, number 99.
Kevin Falk in the backfield. Branches in motion. 30-yard line, and Brady right to work on 1st and 10. Brought down by Steve Martin. And if that name rings a bell in New England, it should. He played for the Patriots a season ago. It's a loss of 6 on the play.
Well, I talked about that matchup, but watch New England's blocking away. The protection sliding is to the right. You see Damian Woody come down to help out. Copeland goes away, and Martin goes right through the inside shoulder of Damian Woody and right to Tom Brady.
34 defense for the Texans. It is 2nd down and 16 for New England back at their 24. Here comes Sharper on the blitz. Kevin Falk the call, and Jay Foreman with the tackle at the 28 on a gain of 5. Houston played well last week. They had 4 sacks on Drew Bledsoe of Buffalo, and former Patriot Steve Martin is part of a 3-man defensive line. The Texans have been hit very hard on the defensive line with injuries. Kylie Wong with the sack last week, part of the veteran group in the secondary. Houston welcomes back ex-Jet Marcus Coleman, suspended last week for team violations.
To get pressure, Dom Capers' defense has to add a lot of linebackers and do a lot of blitzing and give exotic looks to try to get to a quarterback.
6 defensive backs are in. 3rd and 11. Dedrick Ward is in for New England as Brady guns a pass for the aforementioned Ward. It is incomplete. The coverage by Glenn at the 40-yard line. And like Houston before them, New England has to punt on their first possession today.
Only 3 rushers. Watch as they drop this area right here. Count the defenders inside that box for the Houston Texans. Here's the defenders. Here's exactly where Brady's trying to get it.
Ken Walter will punt, and he has struggled. The 11th, make it 12th rated AFC punter. J.J. Moses is deep back for the Houston Texans. From the 22. Great special teams by Akins, who comes flying downfield. 5 years out of Arkansas Pine Bluff. He is the 2nd leading tackler on the special teams. A loss of 2 after a 49-yard punt. Houston will get it for a 2nd time. At 2nd year Texans head coach Dom Capers. He was actually hired a year before they began, and he had a chance during that whole year to get ready for his inaugural season a season ago.
Well, it's a luxury that Mr. McNair had here in Houston, that Wayne Weaver had in Jacksonville. You get football people like Capers and Castaway involved, and you build a strong organization, which is exactly what they've done.
Both teams have punted on their first possessions, and at the 20-yard line, it is 1st and 10 for Tony Banks, taking the place of the injured David Carr. And Banks outside. Nice catch by the tight end Holloway, and brought down by Poole up to the 25-yard line on a gain of 5.
Bill Belichick, head coach of the New England Patriots. It's week to week you talk about the New England Patriots, and all you really hear about is Belichick. And he's done a wonderful job in New England. Make no mistake, he's won a World's Championship, and he's really created one of the marquee, in my opinion, how-to situations in New England. This group knows how to put the right kind of football team on a football field. And something sounds simple, but not enough teams do it in this league.
2nd down and 5. Andre Johnson on the move, and the pitch out to Tony Hollings with the Moran Block, and Willie McGinnis is in the backfield to make the stop. Then a loss on the play of a yard. They'll move him to the 24-yard line.
And probably the best example as to how they've put this organization together is look at the AFC East. New England sitting at 8-2, Miami 6-4. New England has had 42 different starters. Who else in the league could be 8-2, have that many people miss games and be where they are? And they're in the AFC South. You see Houston at 4-6. If you look at their schedule, 4-6 has not necessarily got them eliminated from playoff hopes. They'll be in it for a while.
Samuel has come in as the 5th defensive back for New England. Ball is at the 24-yard line. It is 3rd down and 6 with Banks in the shotgun, and here they come, and Seymour's got him, and McGinnis has him, and he'll be close to a 1st down. In fact, you may have gotten it. They had to get just beyond the 30-yard line. Let's see where they spot that ball. He did a good job moving up in that pocket.
Well, it's not really the pressure that gets to Banks. It's like we saw Tom Brady facing all the coverage down the field on the last play of the Patriots. The New England defense had everybody covered. Different from what New England had tried offensively, though. Houston was stretching the ball down the field on both sides of their wide receivers.
So they do get the 1st down. And there is Steve McKinney. You see there is the center, longtime guard for the Indianapolis Colts. It is 1st down and 10, 30-yard line with 3 receivers, including Gaffney, Johnson, and Corey Bradford for the Texans.
Play clock.
And they lost some time.
Offense, 5-yard penalty remains 1st down.
Well, do you want to know where your favorite players rank in the league? Just click on NFL at CBSSportsline.com.
That's where my fantasy football team is, Kevin. I will report, Jay Glazer did a great report on the Tampa Bay Bucks today.
Outstanding report, yes.
But I did beat him last week in fantasy football. It's a pride thing. I'm one of the worst teams in the league, but at least I beat Glazer.
A lot of penalties on the Texans last week. They ran the clock because there was an official measurement, and so it is not a delay of game on Houston. Thus, it is 1st and 10 from the 30. And Davis is in the backfield. 34 base defense for New England. And Tony Banks with his 3 receivers deployed. On 1st down and 10, it's Dominic Davis. And Roman Pfeiffer makes the stop. It could have been a tackle by Wilson, but the official got in the way. It's a gain of 14 yards. They're up to the 44 at the 1st down.
This young running back out of LSU, if you watch him run and the hole that he gets, watch the screen we get here from the umpire. Dominic Davis, not the tallest guy, out of the Barry Sanders mold, the 5'8", 5'9". Our umpire manages to get a little bit of a squeeze job done there, and can't tackle Dan Farrell or credit Dan Farrell, our umpire, with a tackle, but he almost got one.
From the 44, 1st and 10. The pitch out to Davis, a 4th-round pick out of LSU. In the secondary, he is brought down, but Bobby Hamilton was the one to get him after a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4 from midfield.
Hey, the thing that really impresses me about this young running back, we were here for his first start, and he talked about, I'm so nervous. How am I going to do this? My first game, I'm not worried about how I'm going to perform. He's got plenty of company in that offense. Look what Andre Johnson's achieved as a rookie wide receiver, but Dominic Davis has really been the difference in this offense since he's become a starter. He's a downhill runner. No matter how he's running or where he's running, it always seems like he's going forward.
Seth Wand has come in as an extra tight end, but he does play offensive line. He is eligible here. That's Jabari Holloway in motion. 2nd down, 4 from midfield. And a flea flicker as Davis gets back to Banks, and Banks goes for Johnson, and Johnson is handcuffed by Harrison and rookie Eugene Wilson. 3rd down and 4.
Well, that was an excellent job by the defensive backs of Bill Belichick's for the Patriots, because they had every reason to get, brought up by a fake. Doesn't happen. Here's Johnson heading down the field. Look at that nice job by Wilson. Stays deeper than the deepest. Tells you 2 things. Good defensive discipline. And this offense for Houston has a lot of faith in what Andre Johnson, the young rookie wide receiver, can do. He can just flat go get it.
Still just 4 defensive backs. 3rd down and 4 with The Texans at the 50-yard line, and the rookie Davis in the backfield. And here comes the blitz, we think, and Banks saw it and calls a timeout. And that is the first burnt timeout for the Texans.
He saw that empty backfield, no safeties. That was an all-out blitz.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the all-new 270 horsepower Acura TL, a higher form of performance. T-Mobile, get more minutes, more features, more service. And by Wendy's Wild Mountain Chicken and Wild Mountain Bacon Cheeseburger. It's better here.
It was raining. I promise you, before the game it was raining, but those guys got some.
And I'm officially in Texas because they're barbecuing breakfast.
After the timeout by Banks, you saw an all-out blitz being engineered by New England. 3rd down and 4 with the Texans at the 50-yard line. Personnel has stayed basically the same defensively for the Patriots. And Banks, quick drop, quick throw, caught. Corey Bradford, the ex-Green Bay Packer, tackled by Poole. Gain of 10 on 3rd and 4 to the Patriot 40.
And the Pats gave him a little bit of almost a variation of the same look that made him go away before they called that timeout. We went to commercial. They weren't giving him many defensive back looks. Now you see there's not much there. Rodney Harrison's blitzing. You've only got 3 guys in coverage. You've got 8 guys in a blitz. Great adjustment by Tony Banks and his receivers. See, Vrabel being handled pretty good by Chester Pitts, who I think is emerging as one of the good young offensive linemen in this league, but good adjustment by the veteran Tony Banks.
It is a first down. Andre Johnson is in motion, and somebody moved. Looked like maybe the center didn't get the snap off in time, or people were moving.
He kind of went on the account he thought it was on.
That's right. Which I guess that's the only one that matters, because he's got the ball.
Offense number 12 pulled out before he got the ball.
It was
5-yard penalty, still first down.
The Patriots beat Dallas 12-0. For their first shutout in 7 years, and the Texans and Don Capers won a big game last week by 2 in Buffalo.
And it's funny that look with the empty backfield on defense, that zero defensive backfield look with the all-out blitz. That's what Dallas tried to do to New England last week. That New England took advantage of. What does Bill Belichick and Romeo Crennel do the next week? They flip it around. They bring it in here to Houston and use it against the Texans.
4-down lineman for the New England Patriots, 45 of New England, 8th play of the drive, 1st and 15. Here comes Banks. And he throws off to Andre Johnson, belted by Brewski and by Wilson, 43-yard line, gain of 2. Well, tonight on CBS, a tragedy separated 2 young friends. Now, 30 years later, fate is bringing them back together. Oscar nominee Gary Sinise in Hallmark Hall of Fame's Fallen Angel. That is tonight, 9/8 Central on CBS. With Marcus Allen and Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan, Reliance Stadium, Houston, Texas, 2nd down 12. Each team has had it once. Each team is punting on the Patriot 42. Banks, here comes McGinnis. Good block by the rookie Davis, and down the side, and incomplete, and a flag will be thrown on Wilson, who is trying to cover the tight end, Miller.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little illegal contact down the field. Original contact happened about 10, 12 yards down the field.
2 flags are down there.
There are 2 fouls, both on the defense. Holding, number 54, pass interference, number 26, both are declined, score is good.
The Patriots, one of the most heavily penalized teams in the NFL.
3rd most in the league. We talk about their penalties and their injuries. Romeo Crennel, the defensive coordinator, the other half of the 2-headed monster that game plans against offenses every week with Bill Belichick. They've overcome so much on this team. It's just incredible. You can look at how many starters they've had. You can look at how many penalties they've had. And in spite of that, with a veteran leadership on the football team, with the players that they are able to get here, they overcome a lot of it. There's the contact down the field. That was the 2nd penalty called there against Eugene Wilson.
So it's like a 28-yard penalty, 14-yard line of New England. 1st down and 10 for the Texans. That's Gaffney in motion. It's a pass backward. It's a live ball, and he's going to run it. And he breaks the tackle of Hamilton and of Vrabel, and he is fumbled the ball, and it's picked up. I think they called him down at the 1.
Right at about just inside the 1-yard line, our official.
In fact, he had put his finger down, but there was no whistle on the play, but he had marked the ball right there. And so it is a 1st and goal coming up for the Texans inside the 1.
Tom Finken, number 47, the side judge, is going to be right at the end goal line there, right as Gaffney gets this run going. It was originally going to be a pass down the field. Good coverage by the Pats. Little confusion there on blocking by Dominic Davis. And that ball did pop out after he hit the ground.
Ty Law is slow to get up, and a timeout has been taken. Or is it an injury timeout? We're still waiting for some clarification. And Ty Law was there. He is right there being assisted to on the field.
Now watch the ball when it comes out. Where does it actually come out? He's reaching for the goal line.
He's got it.
Contact with the ground, and then the ball comes out.
That is where it should be then, inside the 1.
Now if that was a catch on a pass, he has it, he hits the ground, the ball comes out, it's going to be ruled incomplete. Trying to reach for that goal line. But don't forget the fact that Ty Law is a little shaken up here, and he's in this game. He's got an abdominal muscle pull that he's been playing with. He's been playing with a bad ankle. And it's not always been the injuries that Bill Belichick's defense and offensive players have had that have put them out of games. It's also been the defensive and offensive injuries they've had that they've had to play with. That was Ty Law there coming by and actually flipping Gaffney up into the air.
Akins is on the defense, coming in with Poole and Harrison. There'll be 5 on the defensive line. It is 1st and goal with Davis and Moran Norris in the backfield. And this is Davis. And he is short again. Did not get in. McGinnis was right there. Roman Pfeiffer with the stop. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
Well, you've got some veterans here in this defense. 52, Teddy Johnson blows up the lead blocks, and that enables Roman Pfeiffer and Akins to come over the top. There's Teddy Johnson on the lead blocks. There's Akins. There's Pfeiffer. And Akins, and more importantly, just twists the upper body of Dominic Davis around so he couldn't reach the goal line with the ball.
Ty Law back in the game. 2nd down and goal at the 1. It's Banks to Davis. Hit by Ted Washington. What a play by Washington, driving him backwards a yard. He came back for the first time after missing a handful of games and made his presence felt last week and does it again here in his 2nd game back from injury.
Well, talk about Seymour being a man. Ted Washington's a man and a half. You are flat. You have no hope blocking him with one guy. I mean, forget Ted Washington's size. Ted Washington has hands that are as good and quick as most linebackers, and inside that phone booth where he's made his living, he moves quick. Forget the 350, 360, whatever.
2 tight ends for Houston. 3rd and goal at the 1. They're going to the rookie. Bobbled it incomplete. And he was covered by Ty Law, who is taunting after the play. No flag. And now it is 4th down, and New England's defense holds Tony Banks out of the end zone. They'll try for 3.
This is one of those hidden point stats that New England has got to lead the league in. When you get teams in goal-to-goal situations, you get team inside your red zone, nobody in the league this year has been better at thwarting big plays than the New England defense. That was not a catch. It was good defense by Ty Law. A little rub it in at the end.
Yeah, he was right above him, and here's a field goal attempt by Chris Brown of 19 yards. He has not missed a field goal since September. And he drills it. But New England's defense holds out the Texans from the end zone. They give up 3, and the Texans on top. The Texans had it 1st and goal inside the 1. They're only managing a 19-yard field goal by Chris Brown. That's a 3-0 lead over the 8-2 New England Patriots.
You can't say enough. 1st and less than 1, and you don't get in. Those are 4 points that invariably, when you're an underdog like Houston is, will come back to haunt you.
Patrick pass is deep back for the ex-Steeler Brown. And pass from the 5-yard line for the Pats. A block by Mike Cloud and a tackle by Ramon Walker. He's up to about the 33-yard line, a 29-yard return. A Texans field goal, a good defensive stand by New England. Timeout.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the new 7-tool Firestorm mobile workstation by Black & Decker. Powerful innovation to go. And by X2 X-Men United. Own it on DVD or rent it on video Tuesday.
Field goal moments ago by the Texans, so they have a first quarter lead, and you can see what New England has done in the first quarter this season. It is 1st and 10, 33, and a handoff quickly up the middle without much there. And they had Jamie Sharper and Patrick pass. Can't get much more than 4 yards out of it, so he's up to the 36-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 6. A great night of television. CBS Monday begins with Yes, Dear, and Still Standing. Then Everybody Loves Raymond and the new hit comedy 2.5 Men, followed by Monday's #1 drama, CSI Miami, plus an all-new Late Show with David Letterman. Monday here on CBS, America's most watched network, 2nd and 6, 37. Antoine Smith is not in the game yet. That's a pass. Bethel Johnson caught it. Now incomplete, they say, at the 50-yard line for the rookie, Bethel Johnson. Incomplete pass.
Remember what I said earlier, as Jamar Gaffney was reaching for the goal line on the run, ball hit the ground, or elbow hit the ground, ball hit the ground, ball came out. Well, on a run, it was different. Well, catch is completely different. You have got to catch the ball, be able to display that you have it and are doing something with it, and to have control after you hit the ground. Real emphasis now from our officials, and that was an excellent job.
6 defensive backs. Still no Antoine Smith. They stick with Kevin Falk. There are 3 receivers, including Dedrick Ward, 37-yard line. Brady. And that is Falk, who gets away from Orr, and then is gang tackled by Fagans, along with Matt Stevens. It is a gain of 9 on 3rd and a long 6, and a Patriot first down to the 45.
Yeah, I mentioned at the very beginning of this game, you know, how good Tom Brady is as a quarterback and how he moves the ball so well and handles this offense despite the injuries at wide receiver and whatnot they've had. Eventually, Bill Belichick's football team has to be able to run the ball functionally. I don't say you have to run it for 110 yards a game, but if you have aspirations to be back here in Reliant Stadium on February 1st, which happens to be on CBS for the Super Bowl, you had better be able to functionally run the ball.
Mike Cloud in motion. Patrick pass remains 46, 1st and 10, outside through the hands of Branch. Incomplete coverage by Glenn, 2nd down and 10. Brady just 1 of 4 throwing this afternoon.
You know what's funny about Tom Brady is when you start talking about who are the best quarterbacks in the league, that's a name that usually doesn't come up at the top of the list this year. And obviously that changes year to year. You know, the arguments are about 4 or 5 different guys, and it's usually not Tom Brady. He belongs in that list.
46, 2nd down and 10. He's got his tight end here, Graham, who is brought down by the ex-Bronco Eric Brown at the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 6 yards.
Because you can talk about all the stats you want about a quarterback, yards, touchdowns, things like that. You give me the guys that's winning for me. That's the quarterback's number 1 job. You may be surprised to see Jay Fiedler there at 6'88". Why is there any kind of a controversy in Miami? I know I hear that a lot.
48-yard line, 3rd and 4, 6 defensive backs. Falk in the backfield. Receivers are Ward, Branch, and Bethel Johnson. Quarterback sneak, and Brady gets the first down. Tackled by Stevens and by Sharper. It's a gain of 7, a first down to the 42.
Hey, the thing I like about Tom Brady, you know, is not really the ability to drop back and pick apart a defense. There's still a lot of kid in him. You know, he went to Sarah High School in San Mateo in the Bay Area, and there's still a lot of Sarah High School quarterback in him. He's still having a lot of fun.
That's the end of the first quarter. The Texans get a field goal, but the Patriots have a great defensive stand at the goal line. 3-0 Houston. We'll return to Houston after this message from CBS. handoff to Kevin Falk starting the second quarter and brought down by Deloach. It's a gain of 6, and he tumbles to the Texan 36-yard line. By the way, New England had scored in the first quarter 9 consecutive games, not doing so here in the first quarter in Houston.
Really, one of the keys, I think, for this football team in New England as the year goes on is going to be the play of this offensive line. You mentioned at the very beginning of the game, they started 6 consecutive games together. That was the key a couple of years ago when they won that Super Bowl, was the cohesiveness of that line and what it enabled Tom Brady to do.
36-yard line, second down and 4. Quickly outside, Bethel Johnson dancing with Marcus Coleman and kept his balance and knocked out of bounds by Sharper. 29-yard line, first down, gain of 7.
It's Bethel Johnson. If you don't know much about him, in the preseason this year, he just blazed a kick return against the Washington Redskins. Almost straight line in about 8 seconds, it seemed, for about 100 yards. He has got serious speed, and he's in the process of becoming an NFL receiver. You see those kinds of hits and the run after the hits, that's part of the process of learning how to do it at this level.
Bethel Johnson from nearby Corsicana, Texas. First and 10, 29-yard line. Kevin Falk. Hit again by Deloach, the ex-Redskin, and brought down. Gain of 2. They mark him at the 27.
Yeah, if you like defense, we're seeing some good defense out of New England, and this front line, especially Deloach and Steve Martin, are doing a heck of a job up front, taking away a lot of the space and cracks and areas to run for the running backs of New England, leaving them basically what they like to do best anyway, which is throw the ball. But I'll reiterate, you at best develop a running game or you're going to be in trouble.
Nothing to branch yet. Second down, 8, 10th play of the drive. Patriots at the Texan 27. It's Brady. Great time. Now the throw downfield, and it's caught. Bethel Johnson, and he is in for a touchdown. That is the first career touchdown for the rookie from Texas A&M.
What was that line from Alfred E. Newman, Mad Magazine? What, me worry? I've got no running game. You know what I do have? I've got Tom Brady getting excellent protection from his offensive line, throwing to another young wide receiver. We haven't talked enough probably about how many of the receivers have been hurt and how low on the chart they've gotten in the receiving corps. It says something about your personnel department when you go that low and get guys that are that good.
They beat Eric Brown, and the Patriots are on top with the extra point by Vinatieri. And Bethel Johnson, a second-round pick out of Texas A&M from Corsicana, Texas. His first career NFL touchdown reception. And the Patriots and Brady on top. Bethel Johnson just lassos a 27-yard touchdown pass from Tom Brady. And the New England Patriots up 7-3.
That last pattern by Bethel Johnson for that touchdown, I think, was exactly the same play that David Givens caught a touchdown in overtime against Miami.
Vinatieri's ensuing kickoff. J.J. Moses watches this go in and out of the end zone, and a touchdown.
Better down it.
Finally, he does. He lost the job with Dante Hall in Kansas City in training back 2 years ago. He's a pretty good return man. That play puts New England on top. The New England Patriots lead the AFC East by 2 games over Miami. Houston is in 3rd place in the AFC South. The Brady touchdown pass moments ago puts New England on top 7-3. And now here is the subsequent possession by Houston after the touchback at the 21st down and 10 for Tony Banks, initially drafted by the St. Louis Rams. And on 1st and 10, it's Davis. Devoured by Ted Washington. Not much of a game. We'll call it 2 to the 22-yard line.
Let's take another look at that touchdown, Kevin. I mentioned the similarity of what Givens did against Miami in overtime. There's Bethel Johnson and what he's going to do. Look at the protection up front. This is a faith play. Not in the pattern, but that you're going to get that much protection to enable your quarterback to hold it that long to get a pattern run that well. It was Denver he ran that overtime play against for that big win, Givens.
2nd down and 8. Now they got all the receivers in there, including Armstrong, who is the 4th Houston receiver, 22-yard line. Ty Warren is on the defensive line for New England. Great breakup by Ty Law in front of the aforementioned Armstrong. It'll be third down.
You can't say enough. We talk about often on television players being hurt and players playing with injuries. Ty Law has got a bad ankle that would keep a lot of people out. He also happens to have a pulled abdominal muscle that a lot of people have a hard time getting up in the morning, much less playing football. And you see the physical things that he's able to do. It's just a testament not only to this entire football team, to Ty as a player, as that he can put up with that kind of pain and still put up this kind of performance.
Now 5 defensive backs for the Patriots. That's the rookie Asante Samuel out there. Third down and 8. 22-yard line. And Steve McKinney sets to shotgun, snap it off the back. Here they come with Harrison on the blitz, and he brings them down. That's the second sack today by the New England Patriots. Harrison's first sack of the season.
Good defensive call by Romeo Crennel. You give him a basic cover 2 look to start with, and then you've got your safety Harrison coming up late, hitting it on the run in the middle of the snap count. Banks can't adjust, and there's nobody to block Rodney Harrison.
And there's no active defensive back who has more sacks than Harrison. Most of those acquired in San Diego.
And when he comes, he delivers a lick.
Yes, he does.
This guy can hit.
He is a missile. Now Chad Stanley's got a punt inside. It's 10. And Tyrone Poole is back with a good rush from Don Davis, but he can't get it. Here comes Poole back at the 38-yard line. Good block by Samuel. Ramon Walker with the tackle near midfield for the Houston Texans, tripping him up. A 14-yard return, a 43-yard punt. A Tom Brady touchdown pass of 27 yards to Bethel Johnson. The 8-2 Patriots on top of the Texans.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans. And by the all-new AOL 9.0 optimized. Life needs upgrades.
In the Museum District, there's a beautiful park called Herman Park, and Houstonians enjoy themselves there after the punt by Houston. First down and 10 for Brady. 48 of the Texans outside. It is Kevin Falk getting one block after another, and Druzy throwing one, and still on his feet and brought down by Steve Martin at the 26. It's a gain, a catch and run of 22 yards.
There's nobody in this league that runs screen passes better than the New England Patriots. But Jamie Sharper, 55. Watch for him flashing in front of your screen right there. How close is that to either being knocked down or intercepted? But close doesn't count, obviously, and this is a team that knows how to set up the blocks down the field, and they got a quarterback that can set up the fake with a pass to Falk like that, as good as anybody in the league.
Falk is in the backfield, 27-yard line of the Texans. Brady first and 10. Kevin Falk out of LSU. Dancing his way by Sharper, then brought down by Steve Martin, who has been all over the field. He's to the 20. It's a gain of 6 on the play. And Monday, it's an all-new Raymond Thanksgiving with the in-laws. Too bad they don't own a TV. Can Rays survive Thanksgiving without football? Find out on an all-new Raymond, Monday 9, 8 Central here on CBS.
So far, we got a couple of pretty good dancing young LSU Tigers.
That's right.
Dominic Davis and Kevin Falk doing some nice running.
Mike Cloud in the backfield gets the call. And Cloud slashing his way on second down and 4 to the 15-yard line. And brought down by Foreman on a gain of 5.
And this is a great example, the last few plays, of what I mean about having a functional running game. You don't need a great big guy for Charlie Weiss's offense like an Antoine Smith to pound it time after time after time. You can put in Smith. You can put in Falk. You can put in Cloud. And Smith's in the game now, 32, who is the power pound-em back.
For the first time, Antoine Smith is in there with Patrick Cass. It is a first down, the 15-yard line of Houston. And here comes Antoine Smith with a gain of a couple on the play. He played at the University of Houston. He picks up 3, and he's brought down by Foreman.
And it bears mentioning also, Fred McCrary, the starting fullback, was put on injured reserve this week. That leaves Patrick Pass as not only the starting fullback, but the fullback. He is the only fullback right now on the roster. The only other person they use at fullback, especially in goal line short yardage situations, is the rookie defensive lineman, Dan Klecko, number 90.
Branch does not have a catch yet. It is 2nd down and 7. Red zone numbers for the New England Patriots. Falk is in the backfield. And that is the tight end, Graham, on the move and quickly outside. Bethel Johnson, who made a miss the first time with Glenn, but then he was doused on the play by Kylie Wong. It's a gain of 2 to the 10.
You know, sometimes in football, especially young players, their brains are faster than their feet. Because you can send that firing message down to your feet to go, move, feet, move. And sometimes your feet are moving too fast to get good ground. See, move feet, and they wouldn't move quite fast enough for him there. That was a touchdown if he could get his speed under him and use that speed he's got.
Quarterback Tom Brady has hit 5 consecutive receivers. He's thrown a touchdown pass today to the guy you just saw, Bethel Johnson. 3rd and long 5.
And so far, nothing to the tight ends. Usually a big tool in this offense.
5 defensive backs for the Texans. That's Branch in motion. He has not caught a pass. And here is Brady. Flush from the pocket, throwing and intercepted. Eric Brown. Fumble on the play. Recovered by New England at the 7. Fourier jumps on the ball. It's 1st and goal, New England, and Don Capers. What a feeling you must be going through right now, because you were going to stop Brady and Belichick and the Patriots right in their steps.
The ball was intercepted by the defense, then fumbled and recovered by the offense. There's a double change of possession, automatic 1st down.
You can see the protection, the coverage is better down the field for Houston. Brady's got nowhere to go. When he does throw it late, he's almost trying to create something, getting the ball to Bethel Johnson, because there's excellent coverage down the field. What does Bethel Johnson do? That's a pro move by the wide receiver. He goes back, he causes the fumble, and then Christian Fourier recovers the ball. Excellent play by Bethel Johnson.
There are going to be 4 on the defensive line, 4 in the secondary for the Texans. Antoine Smith is in with Cass, who's in motion. 1st and goal, 7. Look like Big Wood jumps.
Damian Woody.
Big Wood on that left guard.
Offense number 65.
When he was doing his lineups for ABC Monday Night Football, he said, Big Wood, BC. I love that.
There's Damian Woody right here, lining up at left guard. For those of you that do follow BC football and Patriots football, a guy that was drafted in the 1st round, played at center, much like Copen starting young at center. So did Damian Woody, but necessity has made him a guard, and he's turned into a pretty good one.
Back to the 12, 1st and goal at the 12. Antoine Smith in the game. Antoine Smith gets the call and brought down by Corey Sears as he crawls to the 9, a gain of 3. Second down and goal at the 9-yard line.
And this is the part of the field that having that functional running game is invaluable, because that gives you the ability to play action pass, and often play action passing is how you get players just violently wide open. 2nd and goal,
play action from the 9, Brady. And he'll dive his way into the grasp of Sharper. And he is also hit by Junior Ioane. It's a gain of 3. He's to the 6.
You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And Tom Brady came out of the pocket there, and the last time he tried to force the ball, it was intercepted. And that time he just plain tucked it and went with it.
Now Shante Orr and Kenny Wright come in on the defense for the Texans. They've got 5 in the secondary. 3rd down, goal at the 6. Kevin Falk back in the game. They got Bethel Johnson.
Top of the screen, Kevin's 2 tight ends split.
Let's see what Brady does with this. Ashworth with the block. Now he's being chased by Wong. And down goes Brady. Drilled by Sharper at the 3. A gain of 3. It's 4th down and goal. And the Houston Texans with a great goal line stand. And he's going to force the Patriots to try for 3.
Now your tight ends are out to the quarterback's right. Here's a good example. Normally you'd want to go 4 wides and spread the field and threaten the field. You're not threatening with the tight ends. you only defend half the field for speed. And Bill Belichick knows that offensively he's playing with kind of a limited hand because it doesn't go very deep at the wide receiver position.
Here's Adam Vinatieri, who has never missed in his career in a dome. 21-yard field goal, and it is through. And the Patriots extend their lead 10-3 over the Texans in Houston. That's Commissioner Paul Tagliabue, of course, on the right, pointing to himself. Bob McNair, the owner of the Texans, in the middle. And that's Charlie Casserly on the left in the blue shirt. And there is Josh Beckett, the MVP of the 2003 World Series for the Marlins. He is a Houstonian.
Yeah, is he enjoying life?
Oh, boy. His age, what he's accomplished. Wow. There's the kickoff. And Tony Hollings, a rookie out of Georgia Tech from the 7-yard line. This comes after the Vinatieri field goal. And he is brought down by Chatham. Matt Chatham, the linebacker, 30-yard return. And up to the 37-yard line. Decent field position for the Texans, who are down by 7.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Wachovia Securities. Together, we can achieve uncommon results. And by Guinness Draft Stout. Enjoyed responsibly the world over.
Tom Brady has thrown a touchdown. He has thrown an interception. Vinatieri's 21-yard field goal, and that is why the Patriots on top by 7 right now.
I saw that last fan in that kind of spiky, goofy looking red, white, and blue. It's kind of tough today, though, because who are you rooting for? Got the Patriots. Of course, there's no silver on there, so I guess we got to go Texans. But it's about a few weeks late for Halloween.
A man does that.
I don't know. The bells on top are a little much.
Yeah. Tony Banks is 3 of 6. It is 1st and 10. Banks takes his team to the line at the 37-yard line. The base 34 defense for New England. The fake to Davis, and Banks going deep on 1st and 10. Looking for Johnson. What a great defensive play by Tyrone Poole. Leaping in front of the celebrated rookie out of Miami. Incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
How often have you seen Tyrone Poole make these plays if you're a Patriots fan this year? You can talk all you want about Ty Law and what he's done, but I'll tell you, one of the most significant additions this year has been getting Ty Poole and his just flat shut-down technique on the other side. Marcus said at the beginning of the game that Ty Law had told him, I don't need to shadow the best guy because I've got Ty Poole on the other side.
Remember, it was Don Capers, the then Carolina coach, that drafted Tyrone Poole. 2nd down and 10, 37-yard line. And this is the rookie Dominic Davis, bouncing outside nicely, dancing with Law, and then drilled by Harrison out of bounds, 43-yard line, and he picks up 6. Well, mark him at the 43. Monday, it's TV's best night of comedy, kicking off with Yesteryear, the show about families just like ours and yours, only funny. Catch all the laughs in an all-new episode of Yesteryear, Monday at 8, 7 Central on CBS. We're waiting to get they're trying to think of a line now.
No. I'm not going near that.
It's 3rd down and 4. Houston 2 of 5 on 3rd down conversions. A nickel secondary for the New England Patriots. Here they come. Seymour got the quarterback Banks from behind. Already today, the Texans have allowed 2 New England sacks, and they have improved dramatically. Houston has. And he's limping.
Well, remember, the backup here, the number 2 quarterback is Ragone, because Carr's number 3rd. His 3rd quarterback, there's Seymour. And you have to keep in mind how big Seymour is. 6'6", 6'7". I mean, this is a big guy. He looks like a little slight frail guy next to Ted Washington.
He has had a terrific season on that defensive line for the Patriots, and Chad Stanley at a punt. Tyrone Poole is back. It'll be fair caught back at the 15. 42-yard punt. Well, this week, log on to NFL.com and vote for the 2004 Pro Bowl teams and put Richard Seymour on there. He deserves it. Who do you think deserves to go? Aside from Seymour, cast your vote on NFL.com.
So that's a problem the Patriots are going to have because they've had so many injuries and so many guys out, and they've played so many different people. When it comes time to vote for Pro Bowlers, you know, was he there all year? Who are you going to play? I mean, Ty Law is going to get plenty of votes. Rodney Harrison is going to get plenty of votes, but they haven't been the whole deal.
Brady has thrown a touchdown pass and a pick and a Vinatieri field goal, 10-3 New England. 15-yard line after the Houston punt, first down and 10. Fake the fault, and Brady dropped by Graham, and he has had a succession of drop passes, and that is a concern for the second-year tight end out of Colorado, second down and 10.
Well, it's not so much drops. He's been flat beating the thing up. You know, it's the timing, it's the ability to get that ball and snatch it, and that's the hardest thing for a big tight end, is to snatch the ball and not trap it. And right now he's not snatching that ball out of the air because it's beating his hands up.
Second down and 10 at the Patriot 15. The blitz from Foreman, the handoff to Falk. It was a good block by Ashworth, but it doesn't produce anything because they had Terrence Martin in there, along with Ioane, gain of 4 up to the 19.
And anytime you see this Houston Texans defense, too, we talk about Rodney Harrison being a hitter. Eric Brown, number 24. He is another guy who comes up from safeties, from the safety position, and will just flat lay people out.
Third down and 6 from the 19.
That last stat you saw is the subtitle should be dominance.
6 defensive backs for the Texans. Shante Orr is on that defensive line. They're going to rush 2 linemen. And here comes Brady dumping it off to Falk. It is a 3rd and 6, and Falk has the first down as he drags a couple with him to the 27-yard line and brought down by Marcus Coleman. It's a gain of about 10 on 3rd and 6.
And it's only human nature. If you're going to be blitzing, and they were blitzing Sharper on that last play, plus another linebacker Wong on the other side, watch the blitz coming. Well, where are you going to be most susceptible? Well, it's where the linebackers normally would be in a defense. That's the underneath area. That's where the ball's flipped off, and that's where the first down is gained.
28-yard line. It is a first down, and Kevin Falk again. Blocked by Woody. A flag is thrown, and a tackle is made. Coming from Marlon McCree, and at the 33-yard line. In fact, I see 2 flags on the field.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold inside. Jerry Deloche did a nice job of recovering after kind of getting spun around on that last play. I think it was holding inside against the New England Patriots.
I can never figure out why there's a hold on a running play. And it just doesn't seem. I can see on a pass play. But on the, you know better than I do. What am I guessing here?
Funny you should mention that. Yeah, I do.
Holding on the offense, number 81. The 10-yard penalty remains first down.
That's on Bethel Johnson.
No foul for a shot block. They were adjacent players, and that is legal on a running play. First down.
There's Bethel Johnson working right there, stretching that jersey out on Coleman, 42.
Coleman still made the tackle.
He almost got his jersey ripped off doing it.
Well, and he almost held the face mask, too.
Hey, you can hold your tail off and run, pass, it don't matter. I mean, it's an equal opportunity profession.
That's exactly right.
It's called having a good grasp of your technique and opponent.
That's what you offensive linemen call it. I see. It is a spot foul, so it is 1st and 18, which is an odd number. That is an interesting top he's got on today.
Friar Bill.
A lot of times they're told what they got to wear.
It's an NFL Properties uniform, but I'm not sure it's a big seller.
21-yard line, 1st and 18. Mike Cloud. And he was devoured by Ioane, the ex-Raider. 24-yard line, gain of 3. Monday, and an all-new late show with Dave Letterman. He welcomes the legendary Paul Newman. Plus music from Clay Aiken. And later this week, don't miss Mike Myers, the Cat in the Hat. Dave's all new, all this week on CBS.
Hey, you talk about that outfit Bill Belichick's got on. That tells you something, too, about how intense a guy like Bill is on game day. Because people lay his clothes out, I'm sure. Right. It's not like he says and gives that much thought. He puts it on, and afterwards he goes, what do you mean what I was wearing? What was I wearing? I don't even know what I put on.
The 2 tight ends are wide, and so it is a 5-receiver alignment. And a timeout taken by Brady. That is the first New England timeout. Brady has thrown a touchdown pass. New England's on top by 7. Each team has had a turnover today. Coming up on the Nextel halftime report, join Jim, Dan, Dean, and Boomer, scores and highlights and NFL news. It's all next from New York on the Nextel halftime report. Patriots just took a timeout. The base defense of 34. There are only a couple teams in the NFL which run a 34, and these are two of them right here. But that's what Houston's in right now. It is 2nd and 15 from the Patriot 24.
Two big downs heading up to the 2-minute warning for Houston. Get this stopped and get your offense back to ball with plenty of time left.
One tight end in there. That's Fourier, and here comes Brady off the cloud, chased by Foreman and hit by Wong. He's to the 31-yard line, and it's a gain of 8 yards.
If you remember a couple plays ago, the linebackers blitzed. There was nothing underneath the cover. Linebackers were right there, just ready to cover and stop that play. 2-minute warning.
Friday, 2:30 Eastern, the Home Depot SEC on CBS rocks the holiday when the Arizona Razorbacks tangle with the LSU Tigers. That's the day after Thanksgiving on CBS with Randy Cross and Marcus Allen, Kevin Harlan in Houston, Texas, where Brady's touchdown pass and that guy's head have been the main stories of this game.
That and the substitution pattern for Dom Capers' defense. 2 linemen, 3 linebackers, 6 defensive backs.
3rd and 7 from the 32. Falk in the backfield, Branch in motion. Falk has been a blocker. And here's a throw to Bethel Johnson, and it's incomplete. And Aaron Glenn with the coverage. 4th down, and the Patriots have got a punt.
Boy, excellent coverage down the field by Aaron Glenn, but it was all set up. All absolutely set up by the blitz inside on Tom Brady. He was not able to step into that pass. He had to lob that thing up there for Bethel Johnson. And Aaron Glenn had perfect inside position, looking back at the ball. No interference there, just good defense.
Ken Walter to punt. J.J. Moses is deep at. Good hang time on this one. And fair caught, 24-yard line by J.J. Moses. 44-yard boot by Ken Walter. The Nextel halftime report is next. That is going to be an interesting show because as we get deeper into this playoff scenario, Randy, more stories, more games take on more importance. It's the Nextel halftime next from New York.
And you know, at least for this week, Boomer is a happy camper.
Because of Cincinnati last week? Yeah.
The Jungle's back in Cincinnati. The Bengals are back.
You and I were there for that game, Kansas City,
Huge
Cincinnati.
test for Marvin Lewis. For everybody's excited around the league. Like I said, I'm sure Boomer's excited, but he also knows that this week is a gigantic game for Cincinnati. Following up a big win last week against Kansas City, going to San Diego later on today.
Okay, Houston has 2 timeouts. And the San Diego native Tony Banks for the Texans with David Carr injured coming into the game. 1st and 10 from the 25. Davis in the backfield. Richard Seymour made the first hit, brings him down, 27-yard line, and a gain of about 3 on the play. Well, since we bring up the playoffs, let's take a look at this vast landscape of the AFC.
Hey, you see Cincinnati leading. The team that I've got the feeling about is Baltimore.
You know, obviously an excellent defense, but there's something about that team in Baltimore by the end of the year I think is going to be very good.
2nd and 7 from the 27. That's dropped by Andre Johnson. It'll be 3rd and along, 7 yards to go.
And specifically when I talk about Baltimore, I know they're just 5-5, but the offense has got to get better. Goodness knows with Brian Billick and Matt Cavanaugh pulling their hair out, it can't get much worse for them at quarterback with the struggles they've had there.
Anthony Wright starting again today.
But Jamal Lewis, you know, has quietly, or not so quietly, put in one heck of a year. I think it's just ride Jamal and play D and hope to hold everybody under 10 points for the Baltimore Ravens the rest of the way out.
Patriots are playing with 5 in the secondary, 27-yard line, 3rd and along, 7. And Davis tackled nicely by Willie McGinnis, trudging his way for 3 to the 30-yard line. And New England takes a timeout wisely.
Yeah, wisely, because they just wasted a possession for Houston. Now you're going to get field position and 2 timeouts.
A timeout remaining for New England. Stanley to punt. Back inside his 20. And they've got Tyrone Poole back at the 30.
And as efficient as Tom Brady in this passing game has been so far today at times, remember, Adam Vinatieri, indoors like this, has got a very, very strong leg.
Never missed in his career.
Short or long, strong leg.
Exactly. Rush came on from Banta Kane, but the punt is away, and Tyrone Poole. Derek Carr It's the special teams tackle for the Texans at the 41-yard line. It was a punt of 37 yards, a Poole return of 8. Thanksgiving Day, 1:30 Eastern. Andre Agassi and James Blake are among the stars expected at this high-intensity, high-reward shootout. It's Gateway Superset Tennis. It's tennis with a twist here on CBS. His career-long Adam Vinatieri's is 57 yards. The target line, the 39-yard line. And so with a timeout and at the 42.
I think an indoor in this stadium with no wind in these conditions, that's about the target right there, too, for Vinatieri right now.
Falk is in the backfield. And Brady swings it to the side. Caught by Dedrick Ward. He's seen his travels in this season. He's down to the 47-yard line of Houston, a gain of 11 on the play.
This isn't the preseason, Kevin. How bad has the receiver situation gotten in New England? You've got a wide receiver wearing number 17. That usually happens in August, not in November. That's when you know you're going through some bodies. You start running out of numbers.
Ward was last with Baltimore, cut this week and quickly signed by New England.
2 more injuries. They're going to be down to double I, the old Jim Otto. And that's illegal.
1st and 10, 47 of Houston. And here comes Brady, a block by Ashworth. And Brady throws it. It's caught again by Ward. He crawls to the 30-yard line, picking up 17. Now they're within field goal range, and Ward gets the first down.
Only one timeout, so you got to get up there and spike the ball. Remember that target line. They're well past the target line, so now they are inside Adam Vinatieri's field goal range.
One timeout for New England. Brady on 1st and 10. Right through the hands of Graham again. His second first half drop.
Do you remember the movie Little Giants? It was about the football, and there's one kid who was a wide receiver that every time a ball would be thrown to him, he'd drop it, and then he'd come back to the huddle talking to his hands, like going, how can you guys do this? Graham's got to be getting close. Going to the huddle, looking at those gloves and going, how can you do this to me? You're right there.
30-yard line. 7 defensive backs for the Texans. 7. 2nd down and 10. From the Houston 30-yard line. Brady caught by Falk. Dives ahead to the 21. Tackled by Foreman. Gain of 9. And a timeout.
Timeout, 12 seconds left. Gives you a shot in the end zone and then a field goal if that's not successful.
Good job by Brady to work his way downfield. And Adam Vinatieri has had great success. Most recently, he has made 11 of his last 12 field goals. But it is 3rd down and 1 with 13 seconds remaining. New England is out of timeouts. And those are the numbers and the percentage of success as we work our way to midfield.
I tell you, and they're getting further down, further, it gets lower percentage. Anybody remember a little football game in New Orleans a couple of years ago when he kicked that thing to win the Super Bowl? And 2 weeks before that, or the game before that, when he kicked that ball off a snowdrift against the Raiders in that great overtime game to beat the Oakland Raiders and go to the Super Bowl? This guy's nails. You got a clutch kick in this league right now? There's the guy you want to kick it for you.
So the back of the football is touching the 21. And that is what officially it will be listed at with the 3rd and 1.
I really think you don't have any timeouts left. You throw the ball into the end zone, or you be sure this ball is out of bounds and incomplete to stop the clock.
6 defensive backs, 3rd down and 1. And Brady using a lot of time and throws to the end zone, incomplete. And the clock at 6 seconds. 4th down, they'll try for 3.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. Tom Brady threw that high heat. He had Bethel Johnson down in that general area. He was going to throw that high heat. Maybe he could get up and get it, kind of a la Joe Montana and Dwight Clark. Go up there about 10 feet off the ground for the catch. Otherwise, I'm going to drill somebody in the front row of the end zone right back there and not give a defender a chance to get it so I can set up Vinatieri for his field goal.
Vinatieri is 18 of 23, 38-yard try. He has hit 11 of his last 12. His natural grass inside this dome. And he hits the upright and misses. This is his first career indoor stadium miss. Unbelievable.
The best laid plans of mice, men, and football coaches all come on that one kick.
You know, I'd like to look at the placement of that ball. It looked like it wasn't the full 8 yards, which Vinatieri likes. It was maybe a little inside 8 yards.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, blocking it wasn't the issue.
Right.
Pushing it was the issue into the right side goalpost. The ball never hooked back for him, and he got a perfect snap, good placement.
It was hooking.
And it's a doink.
Pat McGrath, our statistician, has been following Vinatieri's career and came up with that great note about never having missed indoors.
Yet, so we can blame Pat for jinxing him, right?
That's just some good work like that. And a kneel down will take us to halftime. Tom Brady threw a touchdown pass to Bethel Johnson, 27 yards. He also threw an interception. Vinatieri 1 of 2 with his field goals. That's the end of the first half, with the Patriots on top 10-3. Coming up, the next halftime report after this message and a word from your local CBS station. Tom Brady's touchdown pass to Bethel Johnson, 10-3. Let's now go downstairs with Marcus Allen.
You guys are only 7 down, but what are you guys going to do to mount some offense?
Well, we have to make some plays, Marcus. The last time we played in here was against a good team, the Panthers, and we came out the third quarter and scored 2 touchdowns and got the thing turned around. So the Patriots aren't going to give you anything. They have a very good defense. We have to go out and we have to make something happen on our own.
All right, Coach. Good luck second half.
Well, is it his kind of game?
Well, I think it's still Dom Capers' kind of football game. And remember the 4 points they didn't get. I'll remind, first and less than 1 on the 1, the New England defense stopped them. They're making the plays. They're just not taking advantage of it. That's the key for the Houston Texans. You look at the stats in the first half, look at time of possessions. The big glaring thing to me, passing yards. I think Tony Banks came in here highly rated, unusually so for him, and this defense of Romeo Crennel's has really put pressure and a little bit of confusion into the equation, I think, for the young receivers of the Houston Texans.
Patriots have not lost a game. There's Romeo Crennel. Patriots haven't lost a game since September. The Texans have equaled last season's win total. They've got 4. They were 4-12 a season ago.
I always find it interesting, especially a young team like this. They'll keep winning. Maybe they get to 8-8 this year. You'll hear people saying, hey, you're ruining your draft position. What, are you kidding me? We're about winning games.
So we begin the second half. From the 10-yard line, Patrick pass. Knocked down by Fagans and Vaughn. He's up to the 29-yard line with a return of 20 yards. For the New England Patriots, some individual numbers.
Tom Brady very, very efficient, especially there at the end of the half before Adam Vinatieri missed that field goal. Remember the functional running game? Well, so far it's fairly functional. It's by no means very flashy. Bethel Johnson's 3 for 36 and a touchdown does not tell the story. This young football player in the first half was a huge factor for the Patriots.
No changes for New England. Falk opens up in the backfield. It's Patrick pass on 1st and 10 with the run. And he is still going. McCree and finally Steve Martin bring him down 39-yard line and close to a gain of 10.
Well, one of the reasons you need that functional running game and that functional 3-yarder just turned into a functional 10-yarder.
You look at what they don't have and the injuries this year. You know, leg, ankle, hamstring, and Bethel Johnson doing what he's doing with a hamstring that's been a little tweaked. And remember, David Patton, the big play receiver for this offense, has not even been in this game. He's on injured reserve.
1st and 10 for Brady. Outside, great defensive play by Glenn on Branch. His first catch today, a gain of 3, and he's up to the 43.
But you see that coverage by Glenn. That's the kind of play this Houston Texans defense needs to make. They need to make the big play. That's where the big play is going to come. It's going to come from an interception, a tip ball. You're going to see a linebacker rip a ball out after a catch. Those are the kind of big plays this Houston team needs to stop New England.
Orr is on the defensive line for the Texans. 6 in the secondary, 43-yard line, 2nd down and 7. And Brady to Fulton. Good block by Fourier. Glenn and Deloach with the tackle, about a yard shy of a 1st down. It's a gain of 5 to the 48.
And we mentioned earlier about the injury problems they've had up front. And Deloach and Martin have done a wonderful job so far, playing D-line. But remember, they do not have that many defensive linemen healthy and ready to stop a running game. So you have to rely a lot on the linebackers. And you're using some linebackers in 3rd down as defensive ends rushing. So if you can, and you're New England, you're looking for functional running, but you want to really pound it right here and establish a run.
4 in the secondary. Antoine Smith in the New England backfield. The Patriot 48. It's 3rd down and 2. And he'll be close. He was hit by Ioane, among others, on that defense. They also had Kylie Wong there. I don't know if he got it or not. It looks like, yep, he did. It is a 1st down. Just beyond midfield into Texan territory.
Well, the thing to look for is the missile. Ioane is going to be coming up here. Is Ioane 94. Bang. And then there comes Brown. We talked again about Harrison and the plays he's made. Look at another big hit by Brown, number 24.
Dedrick Ward is in, 50-yard line, 1st and 10. Fake handoff by Brady. Goes back to Fulton, bobbles it, reels it in. Cuts inside and tackled on the play by Foreman. Down to the 42, gain of 9.
In the uncomfortable position, not a bad position, but uncomfortable position a defense gets put in. 1st down, you had a big run, a 2nd and 3rd effort that resulted in a 1st down. Another big play on 1st down. Suddenly you're looking at 2nd and, let's call it 1.5 yards. An offense can do anything. Charlie Weiss can stand on the sideline with his playlist and just say, okay, look, what do I want to do? Which play action do I want? Or I just want to pound it and get a 1st down.
2 tight ends, 41-yard line, 2nd down, long one. Antoine Smith finding his way for a 1st down to the 39-yard line, where he is brought down by, looks like Jay Foreman.
Maybe just short.
You think so? Yeah, you might be right.
Ball's being spotted just inside the 40.
Interesting spot. I thought he had crossed the 40.
Or just outside 40.
Yeah, right. They bring in Terrence Martin on the defensive line. They bring in Deloach, and they take out Ioane. Does the Texan defense.
Remember, Charlie Weiss does not have a real lead fullback on his roster. You've got Dan Klecko, the rookie defensive lineman, number 90 at fullback right now.
Just 3 defensive backs, 3rd and inches. Antoine Smith. And that last effort probably gets him the 1st down near the 39. He had all kinds of defenders down there, including Clemens and Marcus Coleman. 1st down, gain of a yard.
When you have a young guy, especially a guy that isn't real familiar with being a fullback and running the ball, you're a lot better off going this way.
Patriots go this way and try to stretch it. It's harder to hunt up somebody to block. Everything's moving. You're not used to seeing those gaps. Klecko gets a little semi-block working against Sharper there, but it was a good job of stretching it by the defense of Houston.
Deloach is the injured Texan player at the 40-yard line. We have an injury timeout.
He's got to be okay. I think Dom Capers has ruled no more D linemen can go down and be hurt.
They've lost a lot. You're right. There's Cal's Jerry Deloach, who is out. They have put in Corey Sears. 8th play of the drive, 1st and 10. It began back at the Patriot 29. This is the first possession in the 2nd half by New England, up on a Brady touchdown pass to Bethel Johnson. 39, 1st and 10. With the empty backfield, Brady hit if he throws, and that will flutter incomplete. They had Steve Martin and Terrence Martin all over him. Incomplete pass.
And Steve Martin just walks back into Tom Brady. Watch Steve Martin. Lines up just on the right side of Copen there, the center, inside of Andruzzi. Splits the gap and drags both the right guard and the center right back into Tom Brady. Just pure power by Steve Martin.
4 in the secondary, 3 on the line, 4 in the linebacking core. 2nd down and 10. Patriots inside the Texan 40. They blow it dead. Remember, the Patriots are one of the most heavily penalized teams in the NFL. And they picked up today now 4 for Coach Bill Belichick. In his 4th season with New England, 9th overall as a head coach in the NFL. There's Matt Light.
A little quick early flinch. The left elbow just trying to get out of there by Matt Light was the infraction on that last play, or attempted play, I should say.
Right. So back to the 44 of the Texans, 2nd down, 15. Still the base defense for Houston. Smith make it Falk in the backfield. And it's Kevin Falk. Hit by Charlie Clemens, the former middle linebacker with the New Orleans Saints. A gain of a couple down to the 42-yard line, a gain of 2. They got middle linebackers from other teams playing outside linebackers in this 34 for the Texans.
Well, that's the nature of this defense. We talk a lot about the New England defense and the various defenses they play. The strength of their defense is their linebackers. Say the same thing for this Houston defense right now. I think the strength is the linebackers, but it's more because of default, because they've had so many D linemen go down.
Texan 42, 3rd and 13, 5 in the secondary. Here comes Brady, getting an Ashworth block. He dumps it off the pass. A block out there by Copen. From behind, he was tackled by Shante Orr, among others, along with Foreman. It's a gain of 8, and they get into field goal range, it would appear.
This is Vinatieri range. I mean, this is for Vinatieri. This will be about a 51-yard field goal. Remember, the long is 57.
It's at the 33 of the Texans right now. Actually, the back of the ball's touching the 34, so it's officially at the 34.
Or if you're Bill Belichick and you've got Tom Brady and the faith he has in this offense, you just decide, what the heck, we'll just go for it.
4th and 5. 34-yard line. 5 in the secondary. They got Falk in the backfield. Brady down the middle, and it is dropped. Incomplete coverage by Kenny Wright. They were going for Branch, and it turns over on downs and goes back to the Houston Texans.
Deion Branch, one of the dinged wide receivers, came in with a bad ankle. Didn't quite get up off the ground, didn't quite catch it.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Toyota. Get the feeling. HP Technology, Services, and People help make more things more possible. And by Expedia.com. Don't just travel. Travel right.
We're back in Houston. The 8-2 New England Patriots, the 4-6 Houston Texans from the 34 after New England gives it up on down.
And Tony Banks and this offense have got to get a passing game going. First half was totally throttled by the New England defense.
This is Houston's first second half possession, and Dominic Davis, who was banged on the play by Harrison. Also getting in there was Bruschi, gain of 3, and it's up to the 37-yard line. Wednesday on a special night for Survivor.
One castaway will commit the worst act of deception in the game's history.
And for the first time ever, a player wins immunity only to have it stripped away. Don't miss an all-new Survivor on a special night Wednesday at 8, 7 Central here on CBS.
See that last guy with the headband and the curly blonde hair?
Who's that?
He's a jerk.
Second down and 7.
I hope he's the guy that gets snaked. I can't stand that guy.
37-yard line, it's caught. Andre Johnson, the rookie from Miami, the Rose Bowl MVP. Ty Law makes the coverage and the stop, a gain of 12 on 2nd and 7 to the 49.
Not much to crow about for Houston as far as throwing the ball with the sacks and everything else. It was less than 18 yards. Dominic Davis and this offense, though, running the ball effectively, get the play action going if possible, but find a way to get the ball to your best weapon, which is Andre Davis, number 80 at the top of the screen.
That was the Texans' first down since late in the first quarter. About 4 minutes remaining. 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Dominic Davis in the backfield, and here he goes. Running into his own blocker, Zach Wiegert, and then they just pile on an avalanche of defenders. No gain, 2nd down and 10.
You know, the best explanation, you hear so much about this New England defense and how they can confuse a quarterback and what they would do against a Tony Banks. And Tony Banks told us that the best example I've heard, it wasn't so that they were so complicated. It's that they throw so many things at you. It's not like 1 or 2 things that are just so obtuse and so strange they're hard to handle. It's just they give you so many different looks, so many different coverages that as a quarterback, it's hard to keep track of everything, especially when you start talking about reads on pass plays.
Patriots have a 4-man defensive line. It is 2nd down and 10 and incomplete with pressure all around. 3rd down and 10. Richard Seymour again, and Brewski in the vicinity of that loose ball.
Well, you get some serious push when you got 92 Ted Washington coming from the inside, and you've got Seymour coming from the other side. Look at the big hand coming up from Seymour right here. Actually didn't get it with the hand. It was thrown right off his shoulder pad. Little different play, too. A little substitution. You got Klecko, number 90, in over the offensive right guard. He's basically a great big linebacker, so this will involve speed and stunning.
And Asante Samuel becomes the 5th defensive back for the Patriots. 3rd down and 10 from the Texan 49. They're looking about a blitz. Here comes Harrison, and Banks throws in the teeth of the blitz. It's incomplete, looking for Johnson, covered by Law. And the Texans have got a punt.
It was exactly what I was talking about, Kevin. Klecko was inside a tackle. They slant him down inside. On the outside, they bring 2 quick blitzes. Running back has to make up his mind. Which guy do I get? Usually it's the inside blitzer. Get the inside blitzer. The outside blitzer is free to get right in the quarterback's face.
Now, Tyrone Poole has been returning punts, but they got Kevin Falk back at the 20 as Chad Stanley attempts the punt inside the Texan 38-yard line. Now they're going to bring
all the way up.
Yeah, they're going to bring him in.
They're looking for a fake. Either that or they're just flat going for the block with everybody.
And Law came in. He was the closest. No one is back. And let's see. Garrett Vaughn, a Houston born and raised kid, with the catch at the 5. They'll mark him at the 9. A 44-yard punt, and played well by the Texans.
Called playing the percentages. I like the gamble, but Vaughn makes him pay.
Both teams have had a goal-to-go situation. Both teams had to settle for 3. The difference of Brady, touchdown pass of 27 yards to Bethel Johnson. After the Houston punt, 1st down and 10. The 8-2 Patriots at their 9. Outside, quickly it goes. Caught by Bethel Johnson, chased by the linebacker Foreman, and run out of bounds at the 24-yard line, and a gain of 15 yards. Well, as most of you know, Super Bowl 38 will be on CBS, and our own Jim Nance, a Houston boy and proud member of this society, is organizing the first ever opening ceremony to a Super Bowl. It's going to be called Super Bowl 38, a Houston salute. 38 Houston sports legends, and you can use your imagination, and every one of them will be here. 1st down and 10. It'll be a press conference on December 4th, and here's a nice run by Kevin Falk into the secondary and brought down after a gain of 9 on the play by the linebacker Foreman to the 33.
New England, the last 2 possessions, getting a lot of good run blocking out of the inside of this offensive line. Damian Woody, 65, getting sharper, blitzing number 55. That sets that play up. That releases Falk back into nothing but DBs once you get by the sharper position.
Those tickets, by the way, for that Super Bowl 38, a Houston salute, will go on sale December 4th. A press conference that day with Jim and many of the 38 Houston sports legends. 2nd down, long 1. Falk again. Foreman again, right there. The son of the legendary Minnesota running back Chuck Foreman makes the stop. It's a gain on the play of about 2. Mark it to the 34. Tonight on CBS, a tragedy separated 2 young friends. Now 30 years later, fate is bringing them back together. Oscar nominee Gary Sinise and Hallmark Hall of Fame's Fallen Angel. That's tonight, 9, 8 Central, here on CBS. Close to a 1st down here. A measure probably.
I think they're going to have it by the tip of the ball, basically.
Good call. Good call. It's a 1st down for New England. Hey, you were on the coaching sideline yesterday in your hometown of Atlanta.
Yep. The 7th grade Milton Eagles played in the North Georgia Youth Football League finals. It was a great deal for the kids, and they actually lost the game. My son Brendan was at quarterback, and I think they've all got a lot of things to be proud of, and I want to thank all of them, too, because they sure reminded me of most of the things and the reasons I love football so much.
34-yard line, 1st and 10. Brady with some play action and throws, and it's dropped incomplete. And that was Graham, his 3rd drop today, although that would have been a very difficult catch. It is incomplete. Second down.
You know, we talk about that game. My son Brennan was talking about being quarterback. I told Tom Brady the story. Said, they're driving down, they're trying to win the game, and he throws an interception with about 30 seconds to go. They're down by 4 points, and he goes, well, that's just like when I was in high school. The only difference is when I did it, it was one of the first games I started, and the guy intercepted the ball, went 102 yards for a touchdown. I had the bad luck to throw the ball to the fastest guy in the state.
Second down 10, 34-yard line. Brady. Nice knockdown by Aaron Glenn, who's played well today. He steps in front of Deion Branch. Third down and 10. And then Brady felt so bad about your son, he just voluntarily writes this little note to him.
I wrote a nice little autograph for him. I mean, that's I talked about earlier about Tom's got a lot of the kid in him.
Good message to your boy.
But Tom can remember. You know, it's not like he's one of these grizzled 32, 33-year-old quarterbacks that are, 100 years removed in sort of dog years, football years from those days. They seem pretty vital and pretty vivid in his imagination and his memory.
6 in the secondary, 3rd and 10. Brady in the pass at the 34 in their own territory. Tom Brady hit as he throws. It's intercepted by Marcus Coleman. He gets by Dedrick Ward. Marcus Coleman inside the 10.
Wrote on that autograph, hang in there and keep firing away. It's something he usually does, even after he makes a mistake like this. He's hit by a late rush. The ball is just off, and Coleman picks it off and goes 11 yards short of taking up all the way for a touchdown. Nice pressure coming in there on the outside. Sante Orr, the young practice squad player that Dom Capers was raving about the other day, saying, I've got some young guys, I'm bringing them in, I'm giving them a chance, and they're showing me this is what it's all about.
Brady throws his second interception from the 11, 1st and 10 for Tony Banks. And Dominic Davis with a sweep. Hit by Harrison, driven out of bounds at the 10-yard line. That is the 5th interception for Marcus Coleman. Brady throws his second interception today. Coming in, he had thrown 1 interception in the last 6 games.
And what we talked about at the beginning of this half, Kevin, was what kind of game is this? And we said this is still Dom Capers and the Houston Texans kind of game where you hang and you wait for a mistake and you take advantage. They got a mistake, they got a big play, they got to drive early, and they had to settle for a field goal. This is where Dom's team has to really finish it off. You've gotten your big break. You forced the mistake. Now take advantage.
Base defense for the Patriots. Second down 9 from the 10. Banks to the end zone. Touchdown. Andre Johnson.
So far for Andre Johnson, it's been quality, not quantity. Nice job by Tony Banks taking advantage of a size disparity between the 6'2" Johnson and the 5'8" Poole. Gets behind him and puts it up where only Johnson can get it.
Andre Johnson, 3rd overall selection in the draft. Here's Chris Brown trying to tie the game at 10. Tony Banks throws his 4th touchdown pass of the season. He throws to Andre Johnson, and the Texans have come back to tie the 8-2 New England Patriots.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Circuit City. We're with you. And by Miller. There's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller. Good call.
Tom Brady's interception. Texans cash in. 10-yard touchdown pass. Banks to Johnson.
Only 91 yards total offense so far for the Texans, but they've still gotten 10 points, taking advantage of mistakes.
Chris Brown to kick it off. This is caught by Mike Cloud at the 12-yard line, the reserve running back. And he's out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. A return of 19 yards. And it was Jason Bell. Force him out of play. What a catch by 6'4" Andre Johnson.
Working against the 5'8" Tyrone Poole.
Houston just tied the game in a touchdown pass by Tony Banks. The kickoff return to the 30. Brady threw a pick the last time, 1st and 10. And across the middle. And it is caught, 40-yard line by Graham, the tight end. Gain of 10, 1st down. Tackled by Aaron Glenn. Well, which of these top AFC teams is in most dire need of home field advantage throughout the playoffs? Cast your vote at NFL.com.
Whoa. How disappointed is he going to find out when when somebody tells him that cattle don't have feathers?
You know, Texas, there must be a lot of bets lost in Houston because people have to wear that stuff to games.
1st and 10, 40-yard line. Brady got some blocking and throws, and it's caught by Branch. Tackled by Coleman. 41-yard line, gain of 20 and a 1st down.
Kevin, I want to bring up what we talked about Tom Brady signing on that autograph. Hang in there and just keep firing. What does he do after an interception? Just comes out 2 plays, back to back, bang, bang. Fire one, big gain. Fire the next one to Branch, another big gain. Branch running well. Remember, bad ankle. Says, I don't want anybody to pick it up and twist it, but I can run with it.
41-yard line, 1st and 10, Kevin Falk. And he was brought down by Ioane, gain of 2 to the 39. 44 yards and 11 carries for Falk today.
So not much the last 3 possessions for the Patriots, and that's not really quite their MO to hold on to the ball and have to be unsuccessful like that. They usually get something out of long possession.
5 in the secondary, 2nd down and 8. Brady being chased by Shante Orr out of Michigan. Incomplete. Shante Orr, who had a sack last week, has been all over the field today and has made this game with some imprints of his own.
Well, we mentioned what Dom Capers talked about with this young guy, Shante Orr, and Shante Orr lining up basically at his linebacker position, coming in on a blitz. I mean, you give a young guy a chance. You got a practice player. You activate him. You let him play. Your success and failure is in your hands. There's a saying, if it's to be, it's up to me. And so far, Orr is making it up to him.
6 in the secondary for the Houstons. Patriots at the Texan 43rd and 8. Brady again pressure. Again throws, and it's caught downfield. Grabbed by J.J. Stokes. And he gallops inside the 10 to the 8. A 30-yard reception and the first of his Patriot career.
J.J. Stokes, former 49er, #1 draft pick out of UCLA. Let go by the Jacksonville Jaguars. A total different type of receiver. You've seen the little scooter types that we've got at New England? Well, this is a big guy. J.J. Stokes, 6'3", 6'4". Not really a speed player, but more of a possession receiver, and runs very professional, crisp routes.
Antoine Smith in the backfield, 1st and goal at the 8. And this is how New England responds to the interception and subsequent touchdown. It's Smith, tackled from behind. Steve Martin, a guy who started some games last season for the New England Patriots, brings them down a loss of about 5. They spot the ball at the 13.
Well, Steve Martin, how often have we mentioned his name working against Copen? And he came into this game pretty torqued off about what he perceived as a lack of respect for he and this Houston defense, because everyone assumed that New England would be able to pound the ball at him and take advantage of him. And they talked about here in Houston that, look out for number 99. He is a little bit pumped and ready to go, and it's exactly what we've seen. Big plays when they need them have come from 99 inside.
2nd and goal from the 12. Falk is in the backfield. Dedrick Ward is in, and Kevin Falk backpedaling his way. Marlon McCree, the ex-Jacksonville starter, limits him to a gain of 2 down to the 10.
When you're playing defense, you have to have support. You stuff it at the line, the run spills, you have to have support outside, is exactly what the safety McCree brings. That late scraping support turns something there to nothing.
5 in the secondary. 3rd and goal at the 10. 3rd quarter winding down. Dedrick Ward is in motion. And Brady being chased by Wong and brought down by Ioane, and Shante Orr once again.
The defense is the difference when you can rally like that late in the quarter.
We are tied at 10. We'll return to Houston right after this. Field goals, we start the fourth quarter.
3 red zone possessions, an attempted field goal here, a field goal made, and an interception for the Patriots. This is how you play the other guy's game.
Paxton on the snap, Walter on the hold, and Vinatieri, who missed the last time, drills this one and gives New England a lead.
I know Bill Belichick doesn't believe in trap games, but those looks like a lot like it.
Patriots have had 2 goal-to-go situations today. They've had to settle for 2 field goals, 3 all told in the red zone, and no touchdowns. Vinatieri just belted a 32-yarder. He is 2 of 3 in field goals today. Brady a touchdown pass, Banks a touchdown pass. New England on top. Here's the ensuing kickoff. Tony Hollins, the rookie from Georgia Tech. And brought down by Don Davis, player out of Kansas, 27-yard line, 20-yard return. Saturday, 9 o'clock, Olay presents Ice Wars, North America versus the world.
Right here on CBS. Featured will be the first head-to-head meeting between the Russian and the Canadian pairs who were involved in the Olympic judging controversy. Also appearing, Ryan Boitano, Kurt Browning, and many more. Texans have it 1st and 10 at their 28.
You've got to continue to involve Andre Johnson. You started, you gave him a little nibble, a little taste for that last touchdown. Keep him involved, Tony Banks.
Banks 5 of 13, 40 yards. But he does have a touchdown pass. Hand off to Dominic Davis. Flying in, Ted Johnson. And I mean flying in. No gain on the play to the 28. 2nd down. Johnson's been out. He had a broken foot early in the season. Missed a handful of games.
Well, there's the difference between a young player and a veteran player. You can be coming off a broken foot, and you don't even care. Watch Ted Johnson and the way he scrapes off on support. I talked about scraping and support, how important. Over the top, through the guard, under the running back. This is a very diverse and extremely gifted group of linebackers that Bill Belichick has put together here in New England.
2nd down, they call it 10, 28-yard line. Vrabel on the move, as is Harrison, and the pocket crumbles, and down he goes. They sack him again for the 3rd time. Harrison was leading the charge, and this is an offense that has not allowed a lot of sacks this year as compared to last season.
Well, part of the many things that this offense can do is give you so many different looks and so many different blitz looks. Remember, you've got Harrison coming, you've got McGinnis coming. You're trying to free up your best receiver, Andre Johnson. You've got him in open, you got him in space, you can get him the ball. Yeah, but reality kind of stinks sometimes, doesn't it? Because you're bringing Harrison, you're bringing Brewski, you're bringing McGinnis. You're giving him so many different looks. He has to look at the rush and not at his receiver.
Plecko's on the line, 5 in the secondary, 3rd and 12. Back at the 26 for Banks. Hit as he throws, it's a pop fly, and it's dropped. Incomplete. Jabbar Gaffney had it, dropped it, and the Texans 3 and out.
And Tony Banks getting up off the ground kind of had that, where in the heck did that come from look? When you're a quarterback and you're back there in the pocket, you're not expecting your arm to be grabbed there at the last second. McGinnis does a nice job of reaching around the backside and just getting a piece of Tony Banks.
Tyrone Poole is back to get this punt. Last time it was Kevin Falk. Chad Stanley to punt for the Houston Texans. In the 4th quarter, Patriots have won 8 of their last 9, including 6 in a row. Texans have won 2 of 3.
Setting up a return here, doubling the Gunners.
Great punt by Stanley. Poole from the 24. Finds a seam. Then is belted by Shante Orr. 2nd NFL game. Just off the practice squad, a terrific tackle. Timeout.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by IBM, official information technology partner of the NFL. Pizza Hut. Try the bold, robust flavor of the Sicilian pizza from Pizza Hut. Gather round the good stuff. And by Budweiser. Grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time.
Texans just punted. Brady's got a touchdown pass. He has thrown 2 interceptions. Vinatieri 2 field goals. After the Texans punt, 42-yard line, 1st and 10. Brady. And the quick handoff, which doesn't produce that much. And that was from Kevin Fulton, our first trip to New York in Jim Nantz.
All right, thank you so much, Kevin and Randy. And how about the Bills today? They had gone 45 drives between touchdowns, and now they're in for the second time today. It's Sammy Morris for the 14-3 lead 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. Let's go back to you.
You know what's interesting is Drew Bledsoe in quarterbacking the Bills and the Patriots 11-4 lifetime against the Indianapolis Colts. Second down and 7 from the 45. Brady across the middle. Kevin Fulton gets away from Foreman. Has a first down, swerving his way to the 43-yard line. Tackled by Clemens and hit by Sharper. Gain of 12. Here's Chuck Foreman.
And his son playing a little linebacker here today. Jay Foreman. You know, Chuck Foreman was the first running back in this league that kind of made it all right for backs to also catch passes, to be versatile and well-rounded. I played with the guy that I think set the early standard, Roger Craig, back in '85, going for 1,000 and 1,000. But Foreman kind of broke all that territory to say, hey, look, it's okay for running backs to catch passes.
Two down linemen. First and 10, 43-yard line of the Texans. Kevin Fulton for the Patriots. Runs his way into Jerry DeLoach and picks up 3 to the 40-yard line. It'll be second down. Wednesday on a special night for Survivor. One castaway will deceive the entire tribe in the biggest Survivor lie ever. And one player will win immunity only to have it stripped away. Don't miss an all-new Survivor. A special night, Wednesday, 8, 7 Central on CBS.
Yeah, I'll say it again. It's got to be the curly-haired blonde guy. He's got to be the rat.
It wouldn't be a stretch. That'd be typecasting.
Back to the base defense for the Texans. 40-yard line for New England. Second down and 7. Kevin Fulton, blocked by Graham, gets away from DeLoach. He leaps into the air, over Sharper and out of bounds, shy of a first down by a couple on a gain of 2.
Yeah, Kevin, I mentioned the term trap game, and I know when I asked Belichick that, he went kind of nuts, like, that's baloney, that doesn't exist. Well, it doesn't exist to coaches. Coaches are so focused on what they do, I think, that, you know, there's no such thing as a trap going game to game.
Now, last week you played Dallas. Next week, you've got Indianapolis. Then you have Miami. These sandwich games like this for players can be great opportunities. You're not trying any less hard. Your focus, though, can be a little bit off.
And against a team looking to upset you, like Houston is looking to do to New England, it can be the perfect opportunity. Give them a crack. Give them a break. They'll take advantage of it on you.
Texans had some defensive personnel problems. They've taken a timeout. Both quarterbacks have thrown touchdown passes. 2 interceptions of Brady. Vinatieri's field goal the difference. After the Houston timeout, they've got 2 remaining. Third down and 5 from the Texan 38. Brady trying to bulldoze his way, and he's inside the 35 and hit by a host of them, but he's shy of the first down.
Another sneak, and that was for a long one. That looks like they're trying to sneak for half a yard.
He had 7 on his first sneak today, but that one did not produce nearly that much.
Well, when the coaches look from upstairs, look at this gap. See the gap in between the linemen? Now you've got 1, 2, 3. Just go. You got 3 blockers and 2 defenders. Just goose your center. Copen, number 67. See, 67 comes out of the middle of the pile. He's got nobody to hit because there's no middle linebacker. That's why Brady did that.
They're going to go for it again on 4. It was 4th and 5 in the first half. Now 4th and 2. They didn't get it in the first half. Will they get it here in the second?
How do you stay out of a trap? You take advantage of these situations. How do you get into a trap? You blow these chances.
At the Texan 35, Kevin Fulton. A block by Andrewsy and a first down dive to the 31-yard line. Gain of 4. Kevin Fulton. They keep it alive and move the chains.
Do you have any idea how much confidence a football team gets when their coach calls something like that? And Bob Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, sitting upstairs watching his football team go for it on 4th down. He knows that, you know, your coach does that for you as a player and as an organization. You just draw strength from that confidence.
Mike Myra right next to him. And his son, I think, was right next to him as well. First down, 31-yard line in Texan territory. Hit by Kylie Wong. It's a loose ball. His arm is going forward. Picked up by Foreman. He's chased by Patrick Pass. His arm was going forward, but was it cocked and knocked away when it was cocked and ready to throw?
Anytime you see Tom Brady do this, you're thinking back to the AFC Championship game in the snow and the famous tuck play. Where's the ball? That's got to be reviewed. That ball was back, but his arm started going forward. It's a question of when did the ball come out? Did it come out as he was putting his hand back? Watch the ball as his arm goes back. Back and gone. And Texans are getting on the ball and calling it quickly.
Belichick has thrown the challenge flag, and so even the dad of Jay Foreman, Chuck Foreman, with a smile on his face, he showed some nice running back moves. In fact, as a high school kid, Jay was a high school running back.
The ruling on the field is a quarterback fumble, not a pass. It's being challenged by New England.
Now this is not a tuck. Is the ball out as the arm is going forward? I think the arm never gets to go forward before that ball comes out. He has an empty hand when that replay. Watch his hand is going to be empty as it comes forward. Full empty. By the time the ball is coming forward, I think his hand is empty. Watch the hand. Watch the ball. By the time the hand goes forward, the ball is going out. I think that's a fumble.
Here's the famous play from a couple years ago involving the Raiders and Brady and the Patriots.
I was sitting in the studio for the NFL Today watching this play, thinking, well, it's got to be a tuck. I mean, I'm not going to say I knew everything. I was prescient, but I knew the rule. And the fact that it was a tuck amazed a lot of people to see him bringing the ball back into his body, and then the ball came loose. The difference is this play, it's not coming into his body, and the ball is going out as the arm was coming back to throw the ball, and he had an empty hand going forward.
He's made a quick decision.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is correct. A fumble.
Tom Brady has turned it over 3 times today.
With their second team timeout.
And as inflating as a big 4th down going for it play can be for a football team, a play like this can be equally as deflating. It is clearly out as the hand comes forward. That's what the official will be looking at, is the hand got ball in it as it comes forward. Never had the ball in it as the hand was coming forward. But a play like that just deflates an offense. And remember the veteran leadership of this defense and how they stop teams when they get big plays? Great challenge right here.
That was the 9th fumble by Brady this season. 31-yard line. It is 1st and 10 for Tony Banks with a couple tight ends. Johnson and Bradford are the 2 receivers. Tony Banks, Dominic Davis, and brought down by Tyrone Poole. 25-yard line, gain of 6.
Well, you had Willie McGinnis out on coverage on Dominic Davis, and if you're talking cars, it was almost like a Maserati in a pickup truck, and the brakes on the pickup truck didn't quite have that stop-and-go ability that the Maserati had. Dominic Davis just jammed that foot in the ground, made that cut, and Willie couldn't stay with him. That's why he got that extra yards.
25-yard line. It is now 2nd down and 4. And Banks, a wobbly pass, may have been deflected. I think Seymour may have gotten his hand on it again. One quick bit of housekeeping. By losing the challenge, the Patriots have lost a timeout. They've got 2. The Texans have 2 with 8:22 to play. Patriots will line up with a base defense.
And Kevin, this is well inside field goal range for Chris Brown. 43 yards from here.
From the Patriot 25, 3rd and 4, and they blow that dead.
Offense, number 69, 5-yard, 3rd down.
Check that. That'll be a 48-yard field goal from this spot.
2nd penalty today on Houston. There's Kylie Wong. He knocked the ball away.
There's Chester Pitts. See that little flinch, that right side flinch. That's all it takes. Especially you got just the 5 linemen sitting there, nothing else to look at but the guys on the end.
Houston has missed their last 6 third downs. 3rd and 9. at the Patriot 30. Brady fumble and a return by Jay Foreman have set up this field position. Banks puts his arm by Harrison. Pass is caught. Andre Johnson, first down. Grabbed by Samuel, grabbed by Vrabel, but it's too late. They gave him a first down, 19-yard line, gain of 12 on 3rd and 9.
When you see the blitz, you know you're going to get some man coverage. They've got Andre Johnson outside and inside, but he gets outside of Tyrone Poole, catches the ball, and then presses the ball upfield in between Samuel and Poole and gets his first down. Excellent read by Tony Banks. That's a quick decision, getting it, making it, and getting the ball to your receiver.
First down and 10 for the Texans at the Patriot 19-yard line. Davis remains in the backfield with a couple tight ends. Nice block by Jabari Holloway. And the tackle was made by Wilson after a gain of 2 near the 15.
And Willie McGinnis is complaining because he thinks the tackle was made by Jabari Holloway on the block. Jabari Holloway lined up at the right tight end position, working against Willie McGinnis. Check it out, McGinnis 55. Keep your hands inside. Hands inside. Hands inside. A little bit of takedown, a little bit of trip. Usually a side judge like that will see that kind of motion, the guy going down. He'll call holding on that.
Second down, 8. Texans at the Patriots 16. Blitz is on by Vrabel. Passes away. Banks, touchdown. Billy Miller, the tight end.
That loud sound you heard, I'm not sure if that was fireworks or a trap snapping shut on the Patriots' foot. Because this Houston Texans team deflected that 4th down attempt. They got it. They got the turnover, and they took advantage.
And the extra point gives them a 4-point lead. Billy Miller's first catch today is a touchdown. He was initially drafted as a wide receiver by the Denver Broncos out of USC.
Little spin of the ball, a little golf move. He's teed it up. It's out of here.
A home run.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. And by the all-new AOL 9.0 Optimized. Life needs upgrades.
Of the Texans' 8 franchise wins, 5 have been fourth-quarter comebacks. 3 have been this season. They lead the 8-2 in first place New England Patriots by 4.
And they've lit this crowd up.
The kickoff after the Billy Miller touchdown reception. Patrick pass at the 10. Grabbed by Ramon Walker. His 3rd special teams tackle today up near the 28-yard line. A return of 21 yards.
You know, in the red zone, when the receiver comes open that easy, you always think pick. Watch Rodney Harrison. This is not a pick. This is a slip. Natural grass. Harrison stumbles. You can't catch up and recover from that kind of fall.
So the Texans and Billy Miller cash in on the Tom Brady fumble. And they go in and take a lead of 17-13. 6:44 to play. Each team with 2 timeouts. Brady from the 29, 1st and 10. Kevin Falk. And put down by Steve Martin, gain of 5 to the 34.
And, you know, give credit where credit is due to Dom Capers and his football team in reference to not only what they've done today, but what they did a few weeks ago when Carolina came in here. High stepping and strutting. Dom Capers' team knocked him off. They knocked off Buffalo last week in Buffalo, which I don't care how Drew Bledsoe and that offense is playing. It's always tough. And they also opened the season in Miami, beating the Dolphins. So this is not your basic stiff type team pulling this off on the New England Patriots.
Second down, 5 from the 34. Falk on the pitch out. Sharper shoots through and brings him down. No gain on the play. The Texans won last week in Buffalo, but in their very short history, they have never won consecutive games.
And the difference between those games and this game, right there at the bottom of your screen, turnover ratio. They were the teams to make the mistakes.
in that follow-up game after a win. Today, the big mistakes have been made by New England.
6 in the secondary for the Texans. Shante Orr, Ioane. They'll be the only 2 down linemen. 3rd and 5. Fumble. Brady loses the ball, and it's loose at the 30-yard line. Recovered by the New England Patriots. And they got a punt. Shante Orr, one of many Texans right in there.
This is just a bad snap between Copen, the center, 67, and Tom Brady. Quarterback's #1 job is to stay in there, hang in there, and get the ball, even when a center short arms a snap, and that looked like a short arm.
Walter gets a low snap. It's blocked. It's blocked by Ramon Walker. Recovered by the Patriots at the 20, Ramon Walker, who has had a sensational day on special teams, blocks the Walter punt. That is the 4th time in his career he's had a punt blocked.
Coming around, comes off the block. Inside shoulder of Bruschi, extends. That is classic. Look at the extension. For you young football players out there, he went to where the ball was going to be, not to where Walter was going to kick the ball. Where was the ball going to be after it hit his foot?
Texans take over, 20-yard line of New England. They got 2 timeouts. In fact, both teams do. 1st down and 10. Tony Banks with the rookie Davis in the backfield. Hit as he throws, incomplete. He was drilled by Richard Seymour. 2nd down. Let's go to New York in our studios in Jim Nance.
All right, guys, up in Orchard Park, Peyton Manning trying to bring back the Colts. It's Edgerrin James up the middle. Touchdown to make it 14-9. They went for 2 and failed. We have 6 minutes, 20 seconds left. Bills by 5. Back to you.
Hey, Jim, I think you picked the Houston Texans to win today, if I'm not mistaken.
So he's not only organizing the opening ceremonies, he's also picking his home football team on Sundays and maybe coming through.
2nd down, 10 from the 20. Davis. And digs his way. Harrison makes the stop. Also was tackled by Wilson. Gain of 5. It'll be 3rd down at the 15-yard line.
And these are the situations, too, where you have a running game like Houston has. You can take advantage of these opportunities. It opens up so many things. The threat of a Dominic Davis. And obviously, Chris Palmer, the coordinator for the Texans, is willing to use the threat of the run, even when it's not working unbelievably. They pound it, and it sets things up for Tony Banks, as he did in the last possession, with a touchdown to Billy Miller.
Green is on the line, 5 in the secondary. Seymour is on the line as well as Vrabel. 3rd and 5, 15-yard line, handoff to Davis. And brought down by Willie McGinnis around the ankles, and he falls ahead to about the 12. It's a gain of 3. It's 4th down and about 2. Now, go for 3.
Well, Chris Brown come in and kick this field goal. This is a no-brainer. You take your points, but you make the field goal, it's going to put you up by 7. I want to remind you, 1st and less than 1 on the 1, the Texans had to settle for a field goal early in the game. As this 4th quarter unwinds, remember those 4 points they didn't get.
What about the Patriots? 2 goal-to-go situations, and they had to settle for field goals both times.
Three times in the red zone.
Yes.
One interception, 2 field goals.
31-yard try, and a timeout will be taken. Taken by the Texans, who have 1 timeout remaining. The longest current winning streak in the NFL is held by the New England Patriots. They've won 6 straight. It is in danger of falling. They trail 17-13. And the Texans are lining up for a 31-yard field goal from Chris Brown.
Don't worry about the fake. Nothing but linebackers and tackles in the receiver positions.
Bad snap. Held cleanly after it was put down by the punter. And now a fight after the play, and a helmet is lost. There was some shoving after the play. Pittman was the one to snap it, and it was a bad snap, but luckily Chad Stanley held it, got it off the ground, and put it up. You can watch it again.
Well, actually, the snap is right up over the hold position, about a foot off the ground. It's about as good as you could ask for a snap. I just think it was more of a fumbled hold than anything else. Of course, I could be prejudiced being a former snapper.
Well, it was long. Tonight on CBS, if you find it hard to believe that more Americans watch adult entertainment than watch sporting events, you won't have a doubt about it after you watch 60 Minutes tonight. Then it's TV's most watched new drama, Cold Case, followed by Hallmark Hall of Fame's Fallen Angel, starring Gary Sinise, tonight right here on CBS, America's most watched network. A blocked punt by the Texans, a recovery of a Tom Brady fumble, an interception of Tom Brady. They've been very opportunistic today.
Remember what we said, play your offense, play your game. For the New England Patriots, the offense has been kind of in sync, but this has not been a Patriot game. They have made the mistakes. They have gotten no touchdowns in the red zone. Of all those things, I think that is the one that will come back to haunt them the most in this game.
Brown, after the 31-yard field goal, will boot it, and Patrick pass is deep end. This will be taken by Mike Cloud, who is up a little bit at the 11-yard line. Chased by Simmons. Hit by Ramon Walker and brought down again, and the flag is down on the field. Maybe a hold against New England.
It comes in that high, that hard, and that late. It's always either a push in the back or a hold.
During the return, holding by the receiving team, number 94. That's a 10-yard penalty. They retain possession. First down.
In the second half, the Texans have had this touchdown pass to Andre Johnson. Some wonderful defense by Steve Martin. They have flushed the quarterback, Tom Brady, and then this to a wide-open tight end, Billy Miller. Banks has thrown 2 touchdown passes. This block punt by Ramon Walker, all a part of a big day for the Texans against the team tied for the second-best record in the NFL, the 8-2 New England Patriots, who now take over after the penalty at the 20, 1st and 10. Tom Brady. And it's caught by Branch on a dive at the 33, a gain of 13 in front of Marcus Coleman and Kenny Wright.
Having said all the positives you have again about the Texans' second half, if I was to pick probably a offense and I know a quarterback to guide this type of a comeback drive, it might be Tom Brady. He does not get flustered. He does not get flushed. He's very poised.
6 in the secondary. Brady 1st and 10. Down the middle he goes. Incomplete. He was looking for Branch. He was covered by Stevens and by Wright. 2nd down and 10. And it remains at the 33.
We saw Kansas City last week. We're seeing New England this week. A couple weeks ago we saw Tennessee. It gives me more of a point of reference on where some of these teams are at this point. Charlie Weiss's offense is nowhere near as efficient as Tennessee's has been on a consistent level, and especially more consistent than Kansas City has been on a consistent level.
6 in the secondary. Dedrick Ward is a receiver for Brady. 2nd down, 10 from the 33. Brady to time. Sends a pass incomplete. Out of the reach of Bethel Johnson. Guarded on the play by Bagans.
If you're familiar with Patriot football in clutch situations, in the past, it's Troy Brown. Where's Troy Brown? Last year it was where's David Patton? David Patton's at home. Troy Brown's hurt. It's Dedrick Ward and others.
Branch and Bethel Johnson. Where's J.J. Stokes? 3rd down and 10. Here they come. Brady gets away. He's being chased by Sears. Being chased by Oren. Throws caught downfield. Watercuts the tight end Graham. Inside the 35-yard line. A pickup of 33 and a first down to the now 34-yard line of the Texans.
Well, you can be as flowery as you want talking about a quarterback, and you can talk about receivers and the scramble drill, and Daniel Graham finally caught a ball. This is about the job done by the 5 guys up front. This offensive line gives Tom Brady 7-8 seconds to throw this ball. That's how you get a guy wide open that late. That kind of protection.
2-minute warning. 2-minute warning, and the Patriots on the move with 1 timeout. Make it 2 timeouts for New England.
Well, if you don't have a couple of real good receivers, what do you do if you're Tom Brady in this offense? Heck, give it to everybody. You spread it around to 8 different receivers.
It'll be first down and 10 from the Texan 34.
2 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers rushing. You need that same kind of protection.
Here comes Brady. Dumps it off to Falk. There's a block by Copeland. And Druzy wants to throw a block. Look at Falk. He can poke his way downfield inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. A 21-yard weaving catch and run. He had a 33-yarder earlier on this drive.
You know, the Houston Texans defense knows darn well how good a screening team New England is, and yet they run it successfully again. Good job out front by Woody, and Druzy gets set up by Falk. You get good blocking downfield by Bethel Johnson, who's had his best game as a pro. Yeah, you got the formula. You're putting together what you need to do. You got 1:50 left. You got 1 timeout, and you're down by 7.
J.J. Stokes at the bottom of your screen. 14-yard line. First down and 10. Brady going short, incomplete. Stokes had the ball land at his feet. By our count, that is only the 2nd play that Stokes has been in the game. The first time, he caught a long pass to J.J. Stokes of 31 yards.
Well, if you're Charlie Weiss, I mean, there's a limited number of plays a guy like Stokes knows, though.
Exactly.
You know, we already know he knows 1 play. You go down the sideline long. Another one that's easy to play even with a new player, and he's different for a New England receiver. You don't have many guys, or you don't have any guys with that kind of height, that kind of jumping ability. You can throw the fade, the old alley-oop over shorter defensive backs, and Glenn's only about 5'9".
6 in the secondary. 2nd down and 10. Across the middle it goes to Branch. Brought down by Foreman. Gain of 4 to the 9-yard line. Patriots 2 timeouts as the clock continues to tick. Houston with 1 timeout remaining.
Well, you got the timeouts. You also got 2 downs here.
Look how cool and calm Brady is.
Well, you know, that's NFL quarterbacking. That's what impresses you most right now about Steve McNair and how well he's playing quarterback for Tennessee is he almost doesn't even have a pulse.
3rd and 6 at the 9. Handoff. Falk. And slashing his way inside the 5. Again tackled by Foreman.
This is going to be close, Kevin.
Gain of 5. He had to get inside the 4.
They're going to have to measure this, I think.
And stop the clock when they measure. But it's running right now.
This is just about at the 4-yard line, and Mike Carey is going to have to measure this ball.
But look how much time has gone off the clock.
And Falk gets up there. Ball is marked right at the 4-yard line, or just short of the 4-yard line. And if it is not a first down, give Foreman, number 56, the credit. Watch the forward progress. Right there to just short of the 4, and you see how Foreman stopped him and shoved him back from that point. That's an excellent job by Foreman finishing off the running back. Because the first down marker is just inside the 4-yard line, and the ball right now is just outside the 4-yard line.
How about the day by Kevin Falk? Through the air, 7 receptions, 92 yards. On the ground, 19 carries and 68 yards.
Don't lose track. This is 4th down. 4th down and short. And you're a team that does not have an exceptional power running game.
New England Patriots have the longest winning streak in the NFL. They lead the AFC East by 2 games over Miami. Their quarterback today, Tom Brady, has thrown a touchdown pass. He has turned it over 3 times. Tony Banks, starting in place of the injured David Carr, has thrown 2 touchdown passes. We've had a block punt and a big day by running back Kevin Falk. It is 4th and 1. And the Patriots and Tom Brady with 1 timeout remaining. A visit with Charlie Weiss, the offensive coordinator, on the sideline to make sure they've got this all-important 4th and 1 play ready to go.
They have Dan Klecko in at fullback. As close as you get to power football, this is it for the Pats.
Vrabel is in the game too as a blocker. 4th and 1. The fake, a bootleg by Brady, chased by Wong to the end zone, caught. It's a touchdown. Graham holds on, and a flag is down. A flag is down at the 18. Maybe a late hit by Wong.
Was it a late hit roughing the passer on Wong?
In a day where Graham has dropped many passes, he comes up with 2 gigantic catches on this drive. None more spectacular.
Rushing the passer, extending the arms and pushing him to the ground. That's a 15-yard penalty that would be assessed on the kickoff. The score is good.
There's Robert Kraft and his son Jonathan to his left. Owner of the New England Patriots, just watch his football team drive it down the field on Don Capers' defense and potentially tie this game. You mentioned Daniel Graham is caught too. On normal plays, no. On scramble adjustments, Tom Brady puts it up and puts it only where Daniel Graham can get it. He's been fighting it and beating the ball up, but the last 2 are the hands that got him drafted that early.
Remember, Graham also had, now this is, by the way, for the tie from Vinatieri, and he nails it. Graham, on that drive, had a 33-yard reception on 3rd and 10, which was a terrific reception from quarterback Tom Brady. And then that touchdown catch, absolutely spectacular, which helps New England tie the game.
Well, Daniel Graham lined up at the right tight end position and then went to the end zone, stood there, then Brady scrambled more, and Brady put it up where he could get it. Now the roughing against Kylie Wong, it's the push down. I don't think much of that as an idea of roughing. But remember, we take care of the quarterbacks in the NFL at all costs. But the poise and the cool of Tom Brady in this offense comes through in the clutch on ad-lib plays on Don Capers' defense. Knew they had him in a bad position, but sometimes when you get quarterbacks like that in bad positions and when you should really start worrying, because that's when they can take your heart out. 40 seconds, Kevin, to go in this football game. You've got 1 timeout if you're the Texans. Remember now, we're going to be kicking from the 45-yard line because of the penalty on Kylie Wong.
A record crowd watching this game inside Reliance Stadium, and the largest non-Super Bowl crowd ever to see an NFL game in Houston. Tony Hollings is back in the end zone, and the kickoff by Adam Vinatieri after the touchdown pass. Tony Hollings, the rookie from Georgia Tech. And from behind, he is brought down nicely by a guy that was signed just off the practice squad, Sean Mayer. Let's go to New York and Jim Nantz.
All right, thank you, Kevin and Randy. Some of you saw the Colts score on 4th and goal. They went for 2. Just to update everybody here, and it's converted here to Monroe. 17-14, Colts with 45 seconds to go. The Bills have the ball at their own 46. Let's go back to you.
Thank you, Jim. In Game 2 of the doubleheader, most of you will see Oakland, Kansas City. Others, Tennessee, Atlanta, and Cincinnati at San Diego.
You don't think the Raiders will test that Kansas City run defense a little bit, do you?
Everybody's got it from now on.
Get used to the words Tyrone Wheatley.
He had 100 yards last week rushing for the Raiders from the 19. First down and 10 for Banks. He's thrown 2 touchdown passes today. And off to Davis. And Brewski makes the tackle after a gain of 5 up near the 24.
Tony Banks wants a timeout. That was a signal. He was making a signal for a formation. My bad.
Each team with the timeout remaining. And handoff to Davis again. And Asante Samuel makes the stop.
Remember, Patriots in overtime football. You know, if you're a Patriots fan, 7-0.
Longest current streak in the NFL.
7-0 currently in overtime games are the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick. That goes back to preparation. That goes back to veteran leadership. Challenge now for Don Capers' football team is where do you get that veteran leadership and where do you get that instant kind of offense you need in overtime?
The overtime rules, the coin toss will decide the possession. We've got a 15-minute period ahead of us and a couple timeouts per team. And the first team to score, unlike college, wins. But the Patriots have had some overtime activity this season. And they have been something that they can hang their hat on, a win at Miami.
You know, a lot of people don't like this overtime that we have in the NFL that basically say, hey, if you win the coin toss, you can win the game. I go back to the other direction. How many opportunities did the Texans have? If they have those 4 extra points from the first quarter when they had first and less than 1
to break the tie, there will be one sudden death overtime period. Each team will have 2 timeouts. Fourth quarter rules will apply, and replay will be in charge in the replay booth. This is heads, that is tails.
That's what I want, tails.
Tails, they call. I'll let it hit the ground.
That's definitive.
Heads. Ball, which goal? Which goal do you want to do?
But Kevin, to clean up on that thought, you have plenty of chances to win in regulation. Bob McNair there, the owner of the Texans team. Did they waste those 4 points? Did New England waste points? Doesn't matter, we're in overtime.
Tom Brady, 2 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions, and a fumble. Houston with Tony Banks and 2 touchdown passes. Patriots have the longest current winning streak in the NFL. They've won 8 of 9, 6 straight, and they lead the AFC East by 2 games over Miami. The Dolphins will play against the Redskins tonight.
What is it with the Patriots in Super Bowl venues that makes for dramatic games? 2 years ago in that Superdome game against the Rams, Vinatieri wins it in overtime with a field goal, and home of the Super Bowl this year, and the Patriots are up to it again.
Overtime kickoff by Vinatieri. Hollings is at the 3. Larry Izzo makes the tackle, and a flag is thrown where the stop was made. First special team stop by Izzo today.
If this is against Houston, this is how you don't take advantage of winning the coin toss, because you're going to be backed up on a penalty.
During the return, holding by the receiving team, number 53. That's a 10-yard penalty. They retain possession. First down.
53 is Shante Orr for the Texans. Here are the touchdowns today in what has been a very entertaining game. It began with Brady finding Bethel Johnson, the rookie, for his first career NFL touchdown. Andre Johnson with a great grab from Tony Banks, and then Banks again to the tight end, Billy Miller. And then this was an outstanding reception by Graham with the extra point that tied the game. We're in overtime. First and 10 from the 13 for Tony Banks. And Banks swings a pass, intercepted by Mike Vrabel. And he's brought down on the play by Todd Washington on the offensive line in for Vrabel. His 3rd, make it 4th career interception.
Vrabel, just another one of the many linebackers on this football team for Bill Belichick's 34 defense. Athletic and with great hands, lined up at the outside linebacker on the right side of your screen. No pressure.
7th consecutive game the Patriots have made at least 1 interception.
Banks looking the whole way there, trying to get that ball to Bradford. And underside, poaching as he tries to slip it to Bradford, is Mike Vrabel. Already well within Adam Vinatieri field goal range to win this in overtime.
Antoine Smith in the backfield on 1st and 10, brought down by Corey Sears. Gain of about a yard to the 22. Both quarterbacks with 2 touchdown passes apiece. We're in overtime, and on the first possession in OT, Texans starting quarterback Tony Banks just threw an interception to Mike Vrabel. Patriots have it, 22-yard line of Houston.
I go back to that holding penalty on the kickoff. Instead of having the ball over the 20-yard line, suddenly you're pushed back, you're backed up, it's a different situation. You do have a turnover. It puts the other team in such perfect position to kick a field goal and beat you in overtime.
Smith in the backfield. 2nd down. Lead block by Patrick Cass, and he's brought down by Steve Martin, submarining to the 18, picking up 3 yards on the play.
You know, people that do a lot of long-distance running refer to jogging and that is running for health. Well, right now, Dom Capers is watching Bill Belichick's football team kind of run for position. They're just running for position and team health. They're trying to get their kicker, Vinatieri, lined up in the perfect spot. Ball now on the right hash mark. What do you think the odds are this run is over the left tackle, which positions the ball right in the middle of the field?
3rd down and 6. At the 19. That's exactly where Brady takes it on a quarterback keeper, the 3rd sneak he's had today on the far hash mark. And there comes Adam Vinatieri. 14 game-winning field goals. Well, the career percentages and the success of Adam Vinatieri. You can see that he is in an area where he has had abundant success. 82% of his kicks have gone through the uprights.
Ball snapped by Lonnie Paxton. He had the snow angel in that game against Oakland in overtime. Very accurate long snapper.
The Texans, and a timeout taken by Houston. The Texans have never blocked a field goal in their short history. It'll be a 37-yard boot to win the game for Adam Vinatieri when we come back. We are indoors on grass. There is no wind, and Vinatieri will be trying a 37-yard game-winning field goal in overtime.
There's so many parts of field goal. The snap, the hold, the plant foot. You mentioned this is a grass surface. It's an excellent grass surface. All these trays they bring in here fit together perfectly. It'll be a wonderful venue for the Super Bowl on February 1st, and it's getting wins like this in the regular season because of big plays by guys like Mike Vrabel and that interception that set up Tom Brady for chances to play in games like that.
Vinatieri had a miss earlier in the game. His first miss ever indoors, hit the upright. This is to win it and put the Patriots at 9-2, the best start in the history of their franchise. Block of a field goal in the history of the Texan franchise. Vinatieri has not been blocked since opening day 1998.
You had good pressure on the inside, but from the outside, inside the wing. You're going to see the pressure come inside this wing, right inside into the path of Vinatieri's kick. You had the leapfrog.
Ramon
Walker came leapfrog right inside. Second block kick today for Ramon Walker. Blocked a punt that resulted in a touchdown and blocks an overtime field goal.
They take over 27-yard line, 1st and 10. Banks threw an interception the last time. Tackle made by Brewski on rookie Dominic Davis. Gain of 4.
Here's Ramon Walker coming inside. Watch him leapfrog. Second one inside on the right. Leapfrog. Leap again. Perfect technique on how you block a kick.
Opening day, 1998, the last time that Vinatieri had one blocked. 31-yard line, 2nd down and 6.
Your young football team like the Texans don't hyperventilate. Now you relax, go into your offense, take advantage of that big play.
Andre Johnson under line. And hit by Harrison, among others. Pfeiffer, gain of a yard.
That almost looked like a play out of the old wing T. Lined up in the slot position, tight slot position on the right side of the offense, bring him in motion, give him the ball. I guess if you can't throw the ball regularly to an Andre Johnson, you got to get a little more creative upstairs if you're Chris Palmer trying to get him the ball. He is the most important player, I think, on your offense, that you have to get the ball. To be a winning team consistently, they'll have to get the ball to Johnson.
3rd down 5 at the Texan 32. Banks. Bradford, 1st down, swing running his way to the 41-yard line, a gain of 8. Make it 9 on 3rd and 5.
As part of the story, too, the different receivers you have here in Houston. You've got Andre Johnson on one side, and you've got Corey Bradford on the other side. Corey Bradford, the biggest difference? Corey Bradford's a playmaker. Corey Bradford will catch the ball after 7 yards and go 70 yards with it. He knows how to make the big plays.
Base defense for the Patriots, 41-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Texans. Tony Banks today starting for the injured David Carr. Blocked by Norris and a beautiful defensive play. Turned in. Roman Pfeiffer along with Willie McGinnis. A loss of 2. He put it back at the 39.
Now you're talking about field position. That's why stopping Houston is so critical in this situation for New England. It's where you get the ball back and where you'll be driving from after this for Bill Belichick's offense. But for Tony Banks, it's about keeping this drive going, getting 1st downs, and setting up Chris Brown within his range.
Game 2 of our doubleheader is on deck. 2nd down, 12 from the 39. Banks to Davis. There's a block by Randall. Good looking run by the rookie. Finally brought down by Ty Law. And Willie McGinnis to gain of 9.
Nobody's bringing him down on that play. They might have stopped his forward progress.
And a little update here on our playoff picture. Look how jumbled Indianapolis is. I mean, how jumbled this AFC playoff picture is.
Colts won today in Buffalo. Baltimore is trailing by 10 to Seattle.
Oh, I mentioned earlier, too, Houston's theoretically still alive in this thing. You look at them winning a game like this, and Dom Capers' schedule down the road is set up such that they can be a winning football team and have a winning record this year.
3rd down, 3, 48-yard line. Still a base 34 defense for the New England Patriots, and a timeout is taken by the Texans. Houston is out of timeouts. New England has 2. We're tied in overtime. We'll take you to one of these 3 games once we are finished here in Houston, Texas. Most of you will see Oakland, Kansas City. Timeout just taken by the Texans. They've got it at their 48, 3rd down and 3.
Every one of those games following up here are pretty intriguing in and of themselves. With Tennessee at Atlanta. Can Tennessee keep it going? Cincinnati at San Diego. Can Cincinnati follow up the success they've had? Is there a resurgence for real? Not to mention, how does Kansas City follow up that loss?
Absolutely.
I think that's one of the critical games of the entire season and themes for the entire season for Kansas City is how do you recover from that whole undefeated thing going away.
Banks has thrown a pick. It came here in overtime, and Vinatieri's possible game-winning field goal was blocked by the Texans.
3rd and short. Andre Johnson split wide at the top of the screen. J.J. Stokes inside slot, lower screen.
5 secondary members for the New England Patriots. 48-yard line. They've got to get to the 49 of New England.
Blitz.
And Banks throws. Caught by Armstrong. He's got the 1st down. Out of bounds on his first catch today at the Patriot 42-yard line. Derek Armstrong, the former Canadian Football League star.
What a nice job by Tony Banks. Talk about the receivers all you want, and it's a nice job by J.J. Stokes feeding inside. Pulls a little late, coming out late on Armstrong, but Tony Banks was getting a big-time blitz look. The defense bounced out of it, and he still found the perfect place to go with the ball. Keep this drive alive.
Base defense for the Patriots, a 34 from the 42 of New England. Texans 1st down and 10. Johnson. End around, fumbles the ball, and the rookie vacuums it back in and keeps on his feet, keeps his composure. Then was hit by Ty Law and picks up 2 yards when he could have lost a ton.
I mentioned earlier about the whole wing T idea coming in from that short wing idea. He's in motion, give him the ball right behind the quarterback, and when you do different things like this, this is a weird time to do it. Because it's so critical, to keep this thing going. You're doing things out of the box, and when you get out of the box, strange things happen. You got an injured Patriot down.
Rodney Harrison Injury timeout. In overtime, the Patriots and the Texans tied at 20.
Here's Rodney Harrison. Andre Johnson. Watch Harrison's head right into the hip of Andre Johnson. Knocked him off balance and actually knocked him to the ground, but more than stunned the veteran safety. And Chris Brown ready to go. Right now you're looking at the outer limits of most kickers' range, being at about the 59-yard, list distance, but Chris Brown's got a long career of 58. Is that kind of like a career long? A long career?
No, you're right. You're all over. Sean Mayer has taken the place of Rodney Harrison, and Sean Mayer was signed off the practice squad yesterday.
Everybody talks about the poise, don't hyperventilate. How about this drive by the Houston Texans? You block your first kick in franchise history in overtime to thwart a team like New England, and now you put this kind of drive together.
Second down, 8, 8th play of the drive from the Patriot 40. A block by Davis. Banks going deep down the side for Johnson. Oh, and he had it and dropped it inside of the 5. He was working on Tyrone Poole. Incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
Wow.
I think he had it.
Poole played this perfectly. This ball was thrown right where only Andre Johnson can get to it. He's the only one who gets his hands on it. Problem is, Poole gets his hands on Johnson's arm. In his head. Tony Banks, hey, my work here is done. You do yours. Maybe if he'd have led him just a little bit more, if he doesn't have to break stride, that's 6 points.
Harrison is back in from the 40, 3rd and 8. Bradford's been big on 3rd down today for Tony Banks. And a pass, and incomplete. He throws in back of Johnson. The coverage by Poole.
That was an all-out blitz. I mean, an all-out bring-it blitz.
4th and 8. And they're going to bring on Chad Stanley and punt the ball.
We talk about the size disparity. When you're 5'8", you're at a disadvantage sometimes against a big receiver. But how about the jumping ability of Tyrone Poole? We've seen him get up over the top one time of Johnson, and there you got a 5'8" corner playing like a 6'1" corner.
Stanley to punt.
Don't let this go into the end zone.
It's Kevin Falk at the 9-yard line. Falk has done it all today. 68 yards on the ground and 7 receptions.
Excellent positioning by Stanley. Didn't kick it into the end zone. Don't give him the ball on the 20. You got it inside on the 9.
Tonight on CBS, if you find it hard to believe that more Americans watch adult entertainment than watch sporting events, you won't have a doubt about it after you watch 60 Minutes tonight. Then it's TV's most watched new drama, Cold Case. Then the Hallmark Hall of Fame Fallen Angel with Gary Sinise tonight right here on CBS. After our doubleheader, we'll send you to Kansas City, Atlanta, or San Diego for big games to finish off the afternoon. Here come the Patriots at the 9. They've got 2 timeouts. They've got it 1st and 10. Kevin Falk, grabbed by Corey Sears, up to the 12. It's a gain of about 4.
You saw that kind of bounce and that poise this Patriot offense had last possession. It's not the end of the game type situation. It's not trying to win it situation. Suddenly now you're backed up. A little bit different body language for Charlie Weiss's offense. A little more caution.
2nd down and long 6 outside the 12. It's Falk again. Upended, hit by Eric Brown. No gain on the play. 3rd down. Well, the Patriots and Dolphins were tied at 13 in overtime in Week 7. The Patriot quarterback Tom Brady hit Troy Brown an 82-yard touchdown, giving the Patriots a 19-13 win in South Florida.
And this is an offense and a quarterback supposedly couldn't throw the ball long. Has come out just flinging it this year and proving it, but after 2 runs and 2 very conservative play calls, backed up, you're looking at some serious field position if you stop him here.
3rd down and 6, 13-yard line. Brady. Here comes Shaker. It's a loss of 9 on the play.
I'm not sure if Tom Brady Sharper. Watch. This is Sharper here. Watch Brady's head. He never looks. He never thinks. Is he lucky to hold on to that football? And that was an excellent job by Jamie Sharper.
Look at the field position Houston's going to get. Walter's got to punt it.
Backed up to the end line.
It's a poor punt with little distance. Landing at the 35 and downed with Don Davis grabbing it in the market at the 35-yard line. A 31-yard punt.
And I'll go back. Last possession by the Patriots. You had those 2 runs in a row. A little bit less bounce of a feel. A little bit more of a conservative feel. They're paying for the conservative feel because right now they are inside of Chris Brown's field goal range.
His career long is 55. The target line would be probably the 37, but right now they're at the 35-yard line.
Well, now you're a first down away. You're first down away from playing some serious percentages. You're getting up into the 68 to 70% range when it comes to those kind of field goals.
35-yard line, 1st and 10 for Tony Banks. Right now it'd be a 53-yard field goal. Dominic Davis tackled on the play nicely there. Seymour and Willie McGinnis again. No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10.
And how big was that change of possession yardage shift? 42-yard difference. You're talking about hidden yards all the time in football and hidden points, like the 4 points the Texans didn't have in the first quarter from that one drive. 42 yards different in field position.
2 tight ends. They've got Johnson and Gaffney as their wide receivers. Dominic Davis hit again and brought down. And again, Willie McGinnis, who has been all over the field in the second half, throws him for a loss on the play of 5. Back to the 40. Now field goal range becomes a huge issue.
Well, now you're looking at a 58-yard field goal. There's Willie McGinnis right there at the right linebacker position. And that's the nature of this defense. And if it wasn't McGinnis, it would have been Seymour, 93, getting penetration. That's why this defense is so good. It's not 1 or 2 guys. It's a whole host of guys.
Now they've got 4 receivers deployed. The target line is the 37.
That's just to get to his career long.
Yes. Here they come. And Banks down the middle and just out of the reach of Andre Johnson.
Well, the Patriots defense came through big right there. You had a 42-yard pickup on that change of position yardage. And the defense comes up big with 3 big plays. Bill Belichick's offense is going to get the ball again. And Stanley is challenged again as punting for Houston to pooch this correctly. Either kick it out of bounds or pooch it so it doesn't go into the end zone.
Stanley and Kevin Falk will be allowed a fair catch at the 13-yard line. That was a horrible possession. With that kind of field goal.
That was 2 pretty bad offensive possessions.
Patriots before.
Patriots the time before that with the 2 runs, and then the pass where Sharper splattered Brady, and then that last possession there by the Texans where, you know, it's overtime. Everything is compressed, including people's brains at times. In pressure situations, you have to look to the people that can really loosen up in a pressure situation. I played for the best there ever played in Joe Montana at quarterback, who between he and Bill Walsh, when things got the toughest, they got the best. This is the toughest. This is the challenge to be the best.
Dedrick Ward, Branch out there. Bethel Johnson, 1st down and 10, and they dump it off to Falk. His 8th catch today from behind. Ioane brings him down, 29-yard line, 16-yard gain up to the 29.
Boy, have these screens been the best deodorant for this New England offense? When things have been a little stinky and they've needed a little fresh air, they've gone to the screen pass today, and they've gone to Kevin Falk. And you look at the numbers he's putting up, over 100 yards receiving, 21 carries on the rushing game. They've gotten the functional running game. Now they need the big play offense late.
29, 1st and 10 for Tom Brady. Lofting it down the side for Falk, covered on the play by the linebacker Sharper, and a flag, in fact 2 on the field.
1 early on a hold and 1 late.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold defensively, was the call early coming off the line of scrimmage.
Holding. Defense, number 55. It's a 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
So the hold was early in the play. That flag went out right on the line of scrimmage. The hold was earlier. But regardless, a little bit of that bounces back. A little bit of that swaggers back in the offense for Tom Brady and the Patriots. Can you keep it, or can the Houston Texans come through again defensively?
35, first and 10. Here comes the blitz from Brown, and it's outside Dedrick Ward, and he makes the grab at the 40-yard line. 5-yard gain. Coverage by Aaron Glenn.
Remember, are there 2 feet in, and we're in overtime, so overtime automatically review is up to the people in the booth, our officials in the booth. We're both feet in. Did he have possession before the derriere hit the ground?
Second down and 5. And Brady. And caught. Bethel Johnson at the 45-yard line. And a gain of 15 yards on the play and a first down for New England.
Little retribution time for Adam Vinatieri after having that ball blocked in overtime earlier.
The Texans are playing with the nickel secondary the entire drive so far for New England.
Yep.
There's the target line.
About a first down away. 7 yards from his longest.
46-yard line for Brady. First and 10. Going long. Down the side and intercepted. Marlon McCree, a flag is down at the 23-yard line. Here's looking for Johnson.
I'm not sure if anybody ever touched Marlon McCree down. I mean, the play's been stopped, but I don't think I ever saw anybody touch him down.
Holding. Defense number 43. A 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
That's Kenny Wright. There is a down Texan player at the 40-yard line, Shante Orr.
Here's the slot right here. Watch. Down the field, 5 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards. That's who the call was played on. The call was against. But Deion Branch didn't exactly look held or impeded.
They just had a cramp. Shante Orr is down. Patriots lead the AFC East over Miami. Houston third place, AFC South. Belichick's team has won 6 consecutive games, 8 of their last 9 coming into today.
Watch, you're down the field, you're past the time you can hit. I mean, there was some slight, almost pawing motion. Look on the left side of the screen. There's 43 right here. Another look at it, but I don't see much. I mean, Orr's up and he's walking off the field with a slight limp, but this is kind of turning roses into garlic for the Houston Texans. You got from an interception
First down, yeah.
To a holding penalty and first down for Tom Brady and his offense. And now with the ball at the 41, you're looking at potentially a 59-yard field goal. So one more first down, and we've already learned there is no such thing as a safe field goal today.
J.J. Stokes is on the top of your screen. First and 10, 41-yard line of the Texans. Brady and fires it. Incomplete, aiming for Ward. Coverage by Glenn, second down.
Oh, he's lucky, too. He fired it where he did. Aaron Glenn was just poaching on Dedrick Ward. Just laid off, and as that ball, Tom Brady went into his throwing motion, Aaron Glenn broke on the ball. If he'd have thrown that ball to Dedrick Ward, it would have been intercepted.
Glenn is hobbling. playing with his strained groin today.
It's week 11. Everybody's
Yes,
hobbling.
that's right. Second down and 10. Stokes remains in the game. Ward is in there as well. From the Texan 41. 5 in the secondary for Houston. Pat Branch out of bounds with the tackle made by Kenny Wright. First down, 13-yard pickup to the 29-yard line of the Texans.
Now you've got field goal in your back pocket because the protection up front has enabled Tom Brady to sit in the pocket unimpeded, step into a throw, and deliver a bullet to Deion Branch. Remember, Deion Branch playing in this game, questionable coming in with a bad ankle, has put on a pretty gutsy performance himself.
Troy Brown inactive today. They keep J.J. Stokes in the game. First down and 10, 29-yard line. Blitz is on. Brady dumps it out. Caught by Fourier. Grabbed by Wright as he digs his way inside the 20-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup. It is a first down to the 18-yard line. First catch today by Fourier.
Well, another good job by the offensive line of New England. Defensive Houston looking a little worn down, a little tired. They haven't gotten the pressure on Brady unless they've blitzed, and they didn't blitz there.
Hasn't he been good on this drive?
He's been good in overtime. He really has. There's a handful of quarterbacks in this league that you want in these positions. If you got, your job on the line, Tom Brady's one of them, along with McNair and a host of about 3 or 4 others.
2-minute warning in overtime. We are still tied. We're tied at 20. It's the 2-minute warning. And it will be first and 10 at the Texan 18-yard line for Tom Brady. They took over on their 14 with 4:20 left in OT. 7th play of the drive is coming up.
I think there's something to be said here for the New England Patriots to kind of position this ball in the middle of the field. It's first down and kick this on either second or third down. You can take the chance, go into the end zone, but why take the chance of another turnover? You've got Adam Vinatieri. Play the odds. What are the odds of a guy getting a pick blocked again? Not very good. I think you're going to tighten this thing up. I think if you're the Patriots, you're thinking, let's kick this on second or third. And if you're the Houston Texans, if they give you a shot at the ball, either it's a back, a running back, or a wide receiver, you're thinking strip it.
Ward, Fourier, Branch, and Stokes, the receivers. Falk in the backfield. 2-minute warning. Handoff to Kevin Falk. Busting free. He's inside the 15. Tackled on the play by Clemens. A gain of 5. Mark him at the 13-yard line.
Well, we came in wondering about this running game for the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick wasn't exactly overly flowery describing his running game, the necessity to get it going. I described it as functional. 125 yards rushing today for the New England Patriots. That's more than functional. That's how you build championship caliber offense.
Second down and 5 from the 13. Falk again. Dragged down from behind. They had Sharper in there along with Steve Martin, who's at the 10. Gain of 3.
And third down, here comes Vinatieri.
And he was telling him right there, remember, it's third down.
Kevin, great point you made. Texans that never blocked the kick. Not anymore. Wonderful job by Ramon Walker coming inside to block Adam Vinatieri's field goal. He'd already blocked a punt also. Patriots have had a punt block and a kick block. And Vinatieri points one earlier on the right upright.
28-yard try. He's had 14 game-winning kicks in his career. And Vinatieri gives the New England Patriots the victory, establishing the best start in franchise history. They go to 9-2. They've won 7 straight games.
Well, there may not be any such thing in Bill Belichick's mind as a trap game. They may not exist. But they have escaped from Houston with a win against a team that was really ready to play in a performance that was far less than their best. But nevertheless, like you said, Kevin, they are now 9-2 because once again, the most clutch kicker in the NFL, Adam Vinatieri, comes through when he needs to.
Remember the last time he was trying, he had it blocked. That is his 3rd field goal today that he hit. And the second overtime win this season and the 8th consecutive overtime victory, the longest current streak by any team in the NFL by the New England Patriots.
And that picture there just tells you what a coach describes as how much they die, win or lose.
Randy Cross and Marcus Allen, Kevin Harlan saying so long from Houston, where a record fell.